Crossing the Millennium Spirit. You will become the Dark God. Just as you are about to leave customs. Let's see what's going on in the demon war. But was suddenly appeared by the law of heaven. A slab sealed it for 500 years. In these 500 years, not only have you made friends with the darkness around you, I also learned how to talk to him. Finally today. You finally broke through the seal and ran out. And now you're standing on a cliff. When wondering if the opposite side of the sea is free. Suddenly. You see a huge beast as big as a mountain moon at the foot of the mountain. It ate a huge spherical object in one bite. And then it's like being stimulated. Frenzied and hit the surrounding mountains. Aquaman, come here. After thinking for 0.01 seconds. You decide to strike first. Fly towards the beast. Then he kicked the beast's head away. Subsequently. Watching the body of the behemoth without its head fall. There was a small earthquake. Huge spherical object. It also rolled out of the beast's esophagus. Stopped on the ground. Did the monster choke on the ball? Look at that. A spherical object that nearly choked a behemoth. I don't think this thing is simple. He leaned in and I started looking at the sphere. This thing is still alive. Is it Tai Sui? You say to yourself. I am unicorn. A soft waxy. With shame and indignation. A determined girl's voice. Interrupted your self-talk. What are you staring at? Look at the spherical object making a sound in front of you. Oh, no. It's a spherical object that calls itself a unicorn. No, although I've never seen a live unicorn. But at least I know that the unicorn is not a ball. Or a ball that nearly choked a behemoth to death. You look at the globular unicorn in front of you. Rebutted sharply. I'm really a unicorn. The kid in black. What do you want to do to this immortal's disciple? The unicorn hasn't said anything yet. After that, he was interrupted by a group of girls. I heard someone say he is a kid. When you look back, it's just a fart. I live a fraction of a year longer than you. I'm going to see who's being rude. You look back and see a big bird. It's blue and white. And 2 long eyebrows. Presumptuous immortal is Luyan borrowing wind true monarch. What blue and white? A big bird with 2 long eyebrows. Just a big talking bird. What do you think he got stabbed? Weird joke. How dare you disrespect me? Big blue and white bird. Oh, no. Luyan borrowing wind true monarch. The anger in his eyes almost turned to substance. If looks could kill. You should be a honeycomb now. What do you have to do with me? I want to respect you. You are a bird. You looked helplessly at true monarch Luyan Yufeng and said. Are you mad at me? I don't care about you ignorant mortals. Let Kai Ben Xian take away Ben Xian's apprentice. Luyan borrowing wind senior immortal was about to go crazy with anger. But think about being an immortal. Can't attack mortals. It was when they followed Morix, the demon god of Yen. Contract with Morix. Luyan borrowing wind true monarch had no choice but to suppress his anger. Decided to take his apprentice away quickly. Before your blood pressure bursts. Your apprentice this ball. You expressed your doubts. What ball is that, a unicorn? Although the unicorn is a bit fat. Luyan borrowing wind senior immortal loudly retorted. Then the tone gradually lowered. Genshin-kun. The sound of the ball next to it is almost crying. Can say this. It seems that you are really dear master. You are watching the fun by the side, and it is not too big to say. Okay, let's stop talking nonsense with you, bird. Your apprentice returns it to you. Don't let him run around next time. No strength at all. Still so fat. It's like walking pork belly. If it weren't for me this time. It's not him choking. Die this beast. It was this monster that choked him to death. Become a master. Can you pay attention to the protection of your apprentice? You look at true monarch Luyan borrowing wind with disgust. Then he returned the Chiu Qilin to him. You hum, this time it's Ben Xian's fault. Han Xian acknowledges the planting. Ganyu, let's go. Flowing cloud borrowing wind senior immortal heard the zombie call him again. That bird is so angry that it wants to argue with you again. Hearing the momentum behind, he went down. Then reluctantly admit a mistake. With the name Ganyu. The crying Kylin flew away. Looking at the distant flowing cloud borrowing wind true monarch and Chiu Qilin. Intervene with questions you don't understand. Dark. Are you saying that the creatures in this world are so strange? A bird can be a true king. A prisoner unicorn. Is this world so strange? Have you ever considered? That unicorn was an accident. Is that true monarch a feature of this world? The darkness pondered for a moment. Opened slowly. Never thought. I always thought. True monarch is like Erlang god in Baoyan Lantern. You're too harsh on the other true immortals. Kirk. I don't think so. You say. Continue to fly in the direction he decided before. Not long after. On the way, I saw a place like a small town. There are lots of people living inside. Surrounded by khaki-style clothing. A soldier holding a black spear or épée. Stop who? The soldiers below have discovered. You flying in the sky. Raised the weapon in his hand. Very vigilant. Now the demon god war is in a hot period. Almost all the demons in the world. All for the reign of the 7th earth. Kill each other. Their fragile human bodies. In this world. Worthless than the glazed lily by the roadside. And the people of Rio. Most of them have been classified as Morix, the god of fire. And the protection of the city king of the surrounding area, the demon god Keizhong. Down. Although I heard that a few people are protected by a fiery demon god. But many people have never seen. Just a joke. Now go away and go up. It's already Rio's. The meeting place of all human beings. Now a human has suddenly appeared. Still flying humans. This made the soldiers below very alert. After all, humans can't fly. But the devil can. The lead soldier below. While leading the soldiers towards you in the air. While asking a soldier to send the signal. Inform Lord Morix and Lord Turtle. And several other immortals. Turtles and beetles appear. The unknown demon god looked back at the soldiers below. Came towards him with spears or épées. Laugh at you as mortals. Without the knowledge of the enemy. How dare you show hostility to me? Don't be afraid that I will kill you. Afraid, but we as the 1,000 Words army. The duty to protect the people. And Lord Morix is with us. Even if we die standing here. Lord Morix will avenge us too. The lead soldier sees you and can communicate. He breathed a sigh of relief. But facing an unknown demon god. Still nervous. Holding a long gun. And moved out of Morix. Try to make the other party retreat. Morix has never heard of it. But you're pretty brave. Dare to release the enemy against the unknown devil god. It's easy to get into trouble. What leader saw you disappear in front of him? Your voice is ringing in my ears again. Panicked. He directly brandished the long gun and smashed it to the side. You're too weak to touch me. Don't waste your energy, take a break. You poke the long gun with one finger. Then he patted the lead soldier on the shoulder. Standing still. Everybody stop. Protect the people first. Stall time. Wait for Morix to come back from going out. On the other hand, I heard that there have been repeated earthquakes in the Nanchaman area. Came to check. Morix also received a signal from the Qianyan army. When he turned his head to suppress the evil god not long ago. A young demon god who was subdued said Shao. You are the fastest. Return first. Defense, I'll be right back. The young man named Shao replied with a word. Disappears. In the blink of an eye, it has already appeared in the return. Looking at the zombie surrounded by the 1,000 words army. Shao Gang wants to come forward. I found that the leaf barrier that had accumulated around him before. It actually exudes fear. Then disappear. As if it had never appeared. Shao slightly widened his eyes. Very surprised. Just a breath and filthy karma. You are also afraid. Even to the point of self-dissipation. This. Something that even Lord Morix couldn't do. What is the existence of this unknown devil god in front of you? For the handsome guy over there who is not tall. Did they call you back for support? I didn't wait for Shao to continue thinking. Talk for a while, be polite, be polite. A voice that says it's rude and rude. Interrupted his thoughts. Shao saw the unknown devil god. Waving and shouting at him. I didn't wait for Shao to react. I saw you by his side. So fast, Shao didn't even feel your intention. Both eyes and perception. This speed is far beyond me. If he strikes directly. It's Yasha-sama. Lord Yasha is back. Lord Shao is back. It seems that Lord Morix will be back soon. Qianyan Jun looked at you who suddenly disappeared. Looking around. I found a fresh crowd standing not far away. Yasha one laugh. Know the name of Shao. Only a few follow Morix. A crusade against part of the Savior's Qianyan army. Most of the Qianyan army. I only know that Morix has subdued the Yasha family. Is this guy dumb? Say something. And you don't say a word. Just looking at his smile with a serious face. Asked doubtfully. Lord Morix, the demon god of Yen. 3 eyes and 5 dangerous immortals under his command. Yasha. Shao has seen this Lord demon god. Shao Ben doesn't want to pay attention to you. But just thinking about the night barrier scares you. In case you are the demon god who drives Yiba. After the attack, whether it is him or the humans below. Can't escape the erosion of the leaf barrier. It won't matter if Morix comes back then. Shao can only treat each other with courtesy for the time being. Hold you steady. Although his words on these receptionists. It's always been a 7-way street. 6 clueless. But you can only bite the bullet. Damn it, listen. How polite people are. And look at you take weapons when you meet. Do you understand? Deckard knows. There's no malice in doing things like this. Can also be stimulated to malign. Do you know? You look so polite, Shao. Overjoyed. Then I disliked Qianyanjin who shot at each other. This demon does not appear to be a god of evil. Maybe you can avoid it, Shao Xiang's guy. What's your name? A polite guy like you. It's rare to see. You laughed and were ready to hug Zhao's shoulder. Once or twice. 3 times the air is lonely. Hi hey guy. Eat more food. Don't be a picky eater. Otherwise, look at you, you are thin and small. How is that possible? This won't work. You know, you coughed twice. Trying to deflect embarrassment with words. Thank you, Lord Jiwei Demon God, for your concern. Shao jumped out almost word by word. Originally he was concerned about his size and size. I don't feel anything. Even if several Yasha who belong to the same Yasha make fun of him occasionally. He doesn't care. I don't know why. Those shoulder hugs you did just now. And some words. It really pissed him off a bit. Is he really too short? Go back and ask the radiation how they can grow. Go hire this unknown demon god somehow visited Galiji. Panic. Just when you were about to get close to Shao. When getting closer. A low but determined voice came. The zombie who heard the sound looked back. A man in a white robe. The arms become black with tight sleeves. Wearing a hood. Wearing black fluffy trousers. A barefoot man stood behind him. Yo, how are you? The zombie greeted lightly. Lord Morix. Shao Wuzai. Zhao's existence is more powerful than mine. Much better. Your decision is correct. Shao saw that Morix had returned. He's still fighting with zombies. Hastily apologized to Morix. I'm afraid Morix thinks he's with the zombies. It doesn't matter if you get killed by Morix. It's a pity that you can't repay your kindness. Morix saw Shao's movements. We knew what he was up to. Stopped Shao's apology. Although Shao's strength is acceptable. But Morix can vaguely feel the boundless darkness within the corpse. Even he was shocked. Think of the starry sky just now. A sudden darkness. Morix had the answer just confirmed now. Your Excellency. If I'm not mistaken. Your Excellency should be the devil god in charge of darkness, right? Although it is an interrogative sentence. But in a positive tone. Oh ho, do you recognize me? Yes, it should be a good guess. It's darkness darkness. You can also call me a zombie. Looking at Morix, who had already guessed his identity. Zombies can't help but sigh. Morix's keen sensibility. You can detect his identity as soon as you meet him. Feel it again. The pure rock element in Morix. Zombie estimates that this land will believe in Mora in the future. Darkness. Come from afar. There is a long way to welcome. I don't know what I'm talking about. What's the matter? Morix looked at the zombie in front of him. Slightly frown. With his serious and hard character. It's really unacceptable to be a zombie. Freewheeling style. It's okay, I just slept for more than 500 years. Nothing to do when you wake up. So I was just wandering around. Just happened to see a gathering of humans. I just want to visit the human city. Then it was stopped by your people. Zombies answer Morix's question, while still comparing the height difference between himself and Xiao. I think about it from time to time. Let Xiao's forehead gently pick up. He Buyuan also appeared in Xiao's hands, holding Morix. Looking at Xiao, who was already going crazy. Frowned. Tell Xiao. You go and call back the evacuees first. Tell them not to evacuate. The visitor is a guest. It's Lord Morix. Xiao, who heard Morix's orders, disappeared in the blink of an eye. A bit faster than usual. Yeah, gone. I still want to nag with him about how to grow taller. Zombies look at Xiao, who has disappeared. Very disappointed. Then he turned to look at Morix. Hi, this comrade Morix. Although we belong to the most powerful group of devil gods, but we can't oppress our subordinates either. Child labor? Look at that Xiao guy. What have you been squeezed into? The horse is still so thin. How will this affect his future growth? And you know what? This consequence will be for even Morix. Also annoyed by zombies. Why is this mouth so bad? Hi, His Excellency Duckness. I know everything you said. So you're here to hang out, right? To keep your ears clean. Morix interrupts zombie tirade. It was. Not anymore. I find you much more interesting than humans. The interrupted zombie answered Morix's words. It sounds. Say you have a cooperative relationship with other demons. Do you mind if I have one more? You mean you also joined the shelter of humanity? Why probably? Is because. This group of people makes me feel kind, right? The zombie said casually. According to his previous crusade against other demons. Occasionally found records of the Dark Lord. Dark Demon, a mystery. Rarely appears in the world. Only appeared a few times in the world more than 500 years ago. Saved a lot of people. And then he disappeared. No matter how much his followers call, they get no answer. Gradually. Everyone thought that the Dark Demon God had fallen. After all, the appearance of the Dark Demon God is very short. Every time, it disappears after saving people. Like in a hurry. Then disappeared for a long time. Make everyone think. The Dark Lord has been ordered to exhaust believers of the dead Dark Lord. He also joined the protection of other demon gods. Originally. He was also dubious about the fallen darkness demon god. I didn't expect to meet the master this time. However, according to the records of the Dark Demon God, although this demon god rules the darkness, but also a good god, it should be a demon god with a friendly attitude towards humans. Molax nodded at that thought. Agree with zombies. Become one of the demons who protect humanity in Rio. Hey, as long as you agree. Come on, what do you need me to do? Since I joined you, I can't be lazy anymore. The zombie saw Morix and agreed to join him in Rio. He patted his chest happily. Said to Morix. He was going to disagree with Morix. Just beat Morix until he agreed. It doesn't matter right now. Darkness can take a break in Galigi. Get familiar with the people who live with the turtle. After returning to the turtle and a few other immortals. Get to know them again. Okay, Stiff the Corpse saw that there was nothing he needed to do. He turned around and ran to Galigi. I got confused chatting with those people. Morix looked at the zombies who quickly became familiar with people. I feel that this guy really can't see that he is a devil god. More human than human. Maybe Maximus could make him a friend. Morix thought about turning around and flying towards the south gate. The frequent occurrence of earthquakes there has not been solved yet. Of course, don't forget to give it to Kamanaka. Send a message to the other immortals. Informed of the existence of zombies. To avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. Left the tortoise Morix. Quickly rushed to Nanchaman. After arriving at Nanchaman, Morix searched carefully the entire Nanchaman area. Finally, at the junction of Nanchaman and Hujiao Mountain, the culprit responsible for the frequent earthquakes was discovered. A dragon that blends with the surrounding mountains. Lying quietly on the ground, sleeping soundly. His body is angular. 2 rows of scales on the back. Let this khaki dragon better integrate into the surrounding mountains. A pair of huge ones on the head. Golden yellow edges like jade. Give the dragon a little more of the majesty of a king. Every now and then the sleeping dragon will turn over. Or move it. It is this tiny movement in sleep. There were waves of earthquakes all around. Keep people, beasts and monsters away from this area. Look at the dragon in front of you. Morix was lost and thought the dragon is harmless. Just sleeping here. And the strength in the body is not weaker than him. If there is a fight, he can win. But whether Rio will exist is another question. Maybe a contract can be signed. Let's join Rio together. Fight for Rio. Morix muttered to himself. Boom shock. When Morix talks to himself. I don't know if the dragon is awake. I still feel the presence of Morix. I actually woke up. With the capture of the dragon. Mountains in the surrounding area are shaking. Who is that? A deep, deep voice came from the dragon. Morix, the god of nameless words. Morix. Can you see the outside world? I can see the outside world. I heard the dragon ask if he could see the outside world. Morix was puzzled. Then he saw the man who turned around and looked at him. There are no eyes in the dragon's eye socket. Just 2 black holes. Morix had a destiny. Is the outside world beautiful? Is it warm? Full of various colors. But the outside world. You may not imagine what others say. Why don't you go and see for yourself? How to see for yourself? I also want to see how wonderful the outside world is. It's a pity that although I am a creature created by elemental crystals, king of the underground flame dragon clan, possessing great power, but it was born into the dark underground. You lose your ability to see. How can I see the outside world? The dragon shook its head and sighed. I can help you get a pair of eyes. Let you see the wonderful world outside. But you need to sign a contract with me. Promise me a few conditions. What kind of condition? First, take control of your own power. Your power is too strong. Every move is accompanied by the shaking of the earth. It has a great impact on the life around it. After the second light, I hope you can help me protect the use humans. Third, I will promise. If you become Liyu's guardian, the Flame Dragon clan can also move freely on the ground, and can all regain their light. But not humans. If you can really help me get the light, I can agree to all the conditions you mentioned. Well, in that case, I'll reshape your eyes first. There is no point in Morix seeing the dragon. He first remodeled the double for the dragon. The eye uses the power of rock elements, gathering the power of the earth veins. Cooperate with the surrounding adventures to encounter strange stones. Under the condensation of rock elements, created a pair of golden eyes. Subsequently, Morix melts his eyes into the dragon's eye sockets. The dragon also wields its own power. Blend your eyes with yourself. Take it to the golden light. Dragon open eyes. Where I see blue sky and white clouds, green mountains and green waters. A man is looking at him. You are Morix. Is this the outside world? It's beautiful. Since you brought me back to light, I will keep my promise. Sign a contract with you. Nameless Ruochuo Dragon King. So good. Today Morix signs a pact with King Jorder. Morix remodels the eyes of the Redendron King. See the light. If the Dragon King keeps his promise, protect the moon and the people of the moon for Morix. No more earthquakes. In response to Morix's wrath, the Flame Dragon clan can move freely on the ground. Do not harm humans. At the same time, the Flame Dragon clan can see the light. Such a contract. As a cannibal. When the law is broken. As the words of Morix and Rodolon King fell, a golden light flew out of the pterodactyl. Merged into one page. Merged into the veins. Let's go Ruochuo Dragon King. Take you to meet the people and ancestors of Rio. You will definitely be welcomed by them, okay? Morix and the Rodronian King go to the Magnificent Collection. Just when Morix and Lord Rodolon rushed to Magnificent. The other side. I had an unpleasant situation with zombies before. True Monarch also took the intervention to protect a group of humans. From near Tianheng Mountain to Rosewood. Because to protect mortals. They didn't move that fast. I also met the same sheltered scattered humans on the road. Transfer to Magnificent Collection of Yashima Tian Fungi. It's True Monarch of Lishui Daishan, who suppresses demons and magic houses outside. And Xiao Yueshu Yangshan. The 4 true monarchs gathered together. It's inevitable to open the chatterbox. So the hubbub starts. Said he saw something strange on the way. How many demons have you suppressed? What rare treasure did you find? Chatting. Lu Yun borrowed Jinjuan Feng. I remembered the one I met. Angry mortals. I started chatting about this with the other 3 true monarchs. Made the other 3 true monarchs laugh out loud. Lu Yun is really not our Xiangyu. As an immortal. How can you get mad at a mortal? I'm not happy about this. It is. Immortal. Give way. Just don't worry about it. How can you be so angry? You've never seen that mortal open his mouth. Jing is talking nonsense here. One day you meet, don't be angry and vomit blood, otherwise, I will laugh at you. Yixiao Island Naijuan and Shui Yueshu Yangshanjuan. I heard about Lu Yun borrowing wind true monarch. And started laughing at him mercilessly. The flowing clouds of gas borrowed the wind to set the 2 of them on fire. Tell them not to vomit blood when they see zombies. The Lishui Daishan true monarch next to him saw this and made a round. Okay, Lu Yun came to us to complain. Not for us to laugh at him. Please stop for a while. Lu Yun, you are also immortal. It won't calm down. I heard Lishui Daishan Jinjuan make peace. Lu Yun borrowed Feng Jinjuan. It's a relief. Then he turned around and said something else with a smile. Love you, I don't know what a big deal Ganyu did today. Impress me. And guess what? But Xiao Ganyu did a big thing today. What's the big deal? Then say it. Don't sell it. Those who are really ready to hear what great things Ganyu has done. I heard Lu Yun borrowing wind senior immortal speak halfway. In a hurry. The most violent Shui Yueshu Yangshanjuan. He even kicked it directly with his hooves. Lu Yun borrowing wind true monarch. Let him speak. Don't sell it. Lu Yun borrowing wind true monarch. He nimbly dodged Xiao Yueshu's hooves. Then he continued with his own words. Ganyu this child. Today, he almost defeated a giant beast with his own strength. Don't you know? When the beast came. I use fairy magic to take humans. Fast to safety. I launched a monster attack. When I turned around, I found that the child Ganyu was missing. I was so scared that I quickly went back to find it. Then I saw the giant beast from a distance. They went mad and attacked the surrounding mountains. That pissed off mortal. Flying body kicked the giant beast's head. I was taken aback. Then I saw the child Ganyu get out of the beast's esophagus. Motionless on the ground. Then the mortal goes up. Keep patting and poking at Ganyu. I was so shocked that I quickly stopped the mortal. And then, in an argument, the child came back with Ganyu. Before leaving, he was preached by the mortal. Say I don't take good care of Ganyu, this child. If not for him. Today is not the giant beast choked to death by the rain. It was the giant beast that choked Ganyu to death. Although the mortal said I was angry. But I heard Ganyu almost killed a giant beast. I couldn't be happier. Lu Yun borrowing wind true monarch. Speaking of Ganyu almost killed a giant beast. Smiling from ear to ear. The other 3 true monarchs. He also praised Ganyu, who followed behind and wanted to cry without tears. It's just that the expressions on the faces of the 3 true monarchs are a bit complicated. I don't know if it's a laugh or something. Lord Morix is rewarding me. Is it too late to die now? Ganyu wept silently in her heart. Pray to Morix. Yixiao falling heaven true monarch. Ishui Daishan Jinjuan. Shui Yueshu Jinjuan Yang. Lu Yun borrowing wind true monarch. Are you all here? Just as the 4 true monarchs were chatting happily. A crisp girlish voice interrupted their conversation. It's Brother Chen Lang, it's true monarch, you. The monsters over there have also been cleaned up. Yes. But I can't get my hands on a bunch of rabble. I saw a man wearing a dark blue robe. Long ink blue hair. Fixed on the top of the head with a red hairpin. A pair of black cloth boots. Girl with a brown spear. Standing beside the 4 true monarchs. Ha ha ha, Brother Chen Lang is true monarch. There is no reason to miss. Presumably the Zuejuep area has been a lot more peaceful. Shui Yuezhu Yang Jinjuan readily affirmed his brother. Chen Lang is the ability of true monarch. Hey, of course I also went to the clouds ahead. Let me tell you something. It's a beautiful landscape. If the war of the demon gods ends in the future, it must be a good place to live in seclusion there. Then we will be together. I also want to send Sister Turtle and Lord Morix. Pull together. Maybe we can match them up. Hey, hey, hey. Chen Lang's true monarch excitedly said to the 4 true monarchs. His discoveries and whimsy made the 4 true monarchs laugh out loud. By the way, what about Sister Kamishong? He didn't go near Tianheng Mountain with you, Lu Yun. Has the cloth house returned to Middle Street? Why is he not in the other city? The wave is that true monarch searched a circle. I didn't find the one who built the house with Lu Yun borrowing from true monarch Feng. Chen Wang asked curiously. Kamishong. He was also debugging the performance of the chicken in the turtle in Tianhengshan. Let me take it first. This batch of scattered humans found near Tianheng Mountain. Back to Tenderloin. To avoid being attacked by other monsters and demons. Lu Yun answered brother Chen Lang by borrowing the fungus. It is a fungus. Here's the problem. Sister Kamishong is really careful. Chen Lang is true monarch and sighed with emotion. Let's talk about it. The message from Lord Morix says. Giliji has joined a powerful new demon god. What do you think it looks like? Could it be a human form? No. I originally received that Giliji has an unknown demon god. I'm going back to my room. But Lord Morix summoned. Said he went back with the demon sage. Didn't go back. Zhai Shao Dao Tianzhenjin replied. Why is brother Chen Lang a true monarch? You are in love. Lu Yun borrowed Feng Jinjuan to see his brother Chen Lang is Jinjuan. Ask questions of an unknown demon. Zhou can ask if he has been single for too long. How can there be spring? Don't talk nonsense, I just like pretty things and a good-looking devil. It's better than those weird-looking demons. Make people feel comfortable. Brother Chen Lang is true monarch. Rebutted Lu Yun borrowing wind senior immortals joke on him. That's true. If it were like Orsel. Or a demon like the prisoner. Slippery mucus. And the salty smell of the sea. That's too bad. Bisui Daishan. True monarch agreed that brother Chen Lang was true monarch. You see, true monarch Bisui Daishan agrees with my statement. I see that there is still true monarch to support me. Brother Chen Lang is more proud of true monarch. He said to senior immortal Lu Yun borrowing wind. Scared of you. Go back to the Tenderloin. The demon god and Lord Morix. Still waiting for us. Lu Yun borrowing wind true monarch. Deciding not to argue with brother Chen Lang is a matter for true monarch. Start changing the subject. Hey, I'm obviously right so you wait. What was it? Look at that. In the direction of Nanchaman. Brother Chen Lang is true monarch, and he originally wanted to pursue the victory. Do Lu Yun borrowing wind true monarch. But I saw the direction of Nanchaman. A huge figure moved towards them. Hastily greeted Lu Yun Yufeng Jinjuan and the others borrowed the north. The 4 true monarchs saw their brother Chen Lang's true monarch and asked them to borrow the north. Also directly reverse direction. Li Shui Daishan Jinjuan move. Xiao Fo Tian Jinjuan Xiao Yuezhu Yang Jinjuan. It's a triangle in the foreground. Brother Chen Lang's true monarch went to the flank. Stand by. Lu Yun borrows the wind to cast immortal magic. Elevated mortals. The speed of travel. Take the humans to safety first. Come back to support. See the clouds borrow the wind. True monarch has begun to take the mortals away. The 4 true monarchs began to fly towards the figure. As the distance gets closer, they also saw the true face of the figure. A pair of huge jade-like golden dragon horns. Standing on the faucet. Like a crown, it shows the temperament of a dragon king. The golden eyes exude endless majesty. The long forelimbs supported the massive predecessor. The hind limbs are slightly shorter to support the thinner back body. Front high back low. Makes the dragon appear extremely tall and strong. The back of the khaki body is covered with black scales. In 2 rows of tall black scales stand out. Bounded by black scales. There is a horizontal row of golden spikes on the outside of the body. Between 2 rows of black scales. There are also 2 rows of slightly shorter black scales. Short golden thorns developing vertically on the shoulder. Makes the dragon look like an extra layer of armor. The overall body of the dragon is angular. The scales on the body are also layered. Built into a dragon. Very strong muscles at first glance. Even if the dragon has not yet reached them. The 4 true immortals have also felt it. The oppressive breath coming from the dragon. It's not something they can fight. The hearts of the 4 true monarchs sank. I'm afraid I won't be able to leave today. Chen Lang is true monarch. What are you doing here? Lord Morix. Master, because Ruochuo Dragon King Xian. Morix was always flying in front of him. It always makes him feel that the scenery in front of him is blocked. So let Morix sit on his back. He took Morix with him. Morix just points the way. Follow the direction Morix pointed. Ruochuo Dragon King seems to be very slow. In fact, it moves very fast. During the period, I also controlled myself. The force did not cause the surrounding earthquakes. Until you come to the vicinity of Luhua Pool. I saw the true monarch of the Chen Lang family Yixiao fell to the sky. Li Shui Daishan Jinjuan Blood Moon Pillar Yang Jinjuan. The 4 true monarchs are on guard like a great enemy. Morix Jedrodorosaurus. Continue to move in the direction of Gili. He went to see the 4 true monarchs. Ruochuo Dragon King nodded. And then after Morix. Moving towards grandeur and direction. During the period, don't forget to look east and west. Master. The dragon was Shuiyu, a disciple of Morix. True monarch Zhuyang watched. I didn't even look at them, just leave. The camel dragon king asked Morix curiously. The other 3 true monarchs also surrounded. I want to hear what Morix has to say. Morix thought for a moment. Let them follow themselves back to understanding. Wait for the immortals to gather before explaining. For true monarchs, see here. I have to suppress my curiosity. Ride the Morix. I caught up with Ruochuo Dragon King who was still enjoying the scenery. Let's find true monarch Lu Yun borrowing wind together. Return from the set. Not to mention Morix, who is still on his way. The gods are still in the circle, talking to people brag about your past. The zombies also encountered another pair of demons. Maxius the impetuous demon god. Maxius is like a combination of a raccoon and a red panda. With khaki skin. Behind. A rune composed of rock elements and fire elements. Stand up. Tall. Like a hill. And at this point, Maxius was holding himself. From the foot of the mountains near Duazu. Picked fresh bamboo shoots. Back to Gueleji. Mortals getting ready for a busy day for Gueleji. And immortals. Make a nice meal. So he gets up very early every morning. Make breakfast with leftover ingredients from the previous day. Then leave the tortoise. Run all over Rio. Search for the freshest and most unique features. Materials in the evening. Bring enough materials back to the tortoise loin. After the materials are ready. Incarnate into thousands. Go to thousands of households with good materials. Help people cook a warm and delicious meal. And he left behind enough materials. Using the remaining materials. Make a meal for Morax and the immortals. He was born when rocks collided and hit Mars. Seems to be born for the stove. This thing built of rock and fire. Have a state of mind. Know how to use a stove. Create a variety of delicious foods. Maxius wasn't just good at cooking, I also enjoy tasting the food made by others. For shortcomings. He will also patiently point out. Help each other improve. And what others say about the food he makes. It was the best thing he ever got. Zombies look at Maxius clutching a pile of bamboo shoots. Don't chat and brag to others. After bidding farewell to the working people. Zombies walk up to Maxius. Took over more than half of the bamboo shoots. Asked Maxius. Hey Red Panda. I'm new here, where are we going to put all this? Let me help you. Purr 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 purr. Maxius made a strange noise. But the unexpected zombie actually understood. Are you the new demon god that Morax mentioned? Are you similar to humans? Just help me move these bamboo shoots to the open space in front of me. I'll handle the rest. Yes, like humans. Maybe it's because I have a talent for hiding. Just in the open space ahead. Can the zombie say? With Maxius. The bamboo shoots were moved to the open space next to the market town. And watched as Maxius raced through the material. I don't know if it's talent or practice that makes perfect. Maxius can use divine power. Very accurate at the same time. Handle several batches of different ingredients. And it can be very precise, control the heat level of different ingredients. Add seasoning at the same time. Multitasking. There are even idle animals. Go to each household to help with life. Cook the rice first. The zombie is sitting next to Matthews. Watching Maxius go about his business. He is not very proficient in cooking. It is also limited to simple fried rice cooking. And some stir-fried noodles or something. For these ingredients and kitchen utensils that he doesn't know about. He thought it would be better for him to touch less. And behind the zombies. Healy, who was evacuated not far away, and the people shouted. Standing in a tree, looking at him quietly. Although the expression is very calm. But the heart is torn. He was stimulated by the zombies' movements and words. I can't help but think about it now. Are you too short? Not to mention the other Yasha family. Just as he is the same as the 5 immortals Yasha. The other 4 Yasha. Much taller than him. Including Funan and Ingda, who are female Yasha. Not to mention Elk and Fu Shui. All tall. An imposing presence. On the other hand, he is emaciated. Not tall. The only momentum may be after wearing the Luo face. Like a ghost. After standing in the tree and thinking for a moment. Shao decided to find the other 4 Yasha. Ask them how they grew so big. Because of the different images of the Yasha family. Fresh Yakartas rarely appear. They have an unusual appearance. Not only is it one of the best ways to intimidate your enemies. Is one of the best ways to scare humans. Plus the Yasha family signed a contract with Morax. Killing to protect the law. In order not to scare humans. Most of the Yasha family is fighting monsters all over Rio. And explore the surrounding devil forces. Magnificent people. I am also very grateful to the fairy seed Yasha who protects them. Many people also go out to work. In some places where the fairy seed Yasha is seen haunting. Leave some food and herbs behind. Offer a meager force to the Xianzhong Yasha. The Yasha clan and people. And there was an understanding. If it is night or day. A child saw a light flashing in the distance. There are monsters wailing in my ears. And when frightened by the roars of the Yasha. Their parents would patiently comfort them. Tell them it's to protect them. And is fighting the monsters. Fighting Yiksha. Don't be afraid without Yasha first, there would be no them. Then the next day, I will ask the patrol team that goes out. Or go out to work. Bring your own children. Go to the place where the Yakartas often appear. Put some food and herbs. Sometimes. You can also see the resting Yakartas sleeping quietly. At this time, they will all leave quietly. There are also occasional invasions due to night barriers. And the mad Yasha. The incident that was attacked. But that didn't stop people from worshipping Yasha. Although the first Yasha is not in the rush. But the same Yasha family. Knives and other Yakartas have special contact information. But it is also limited to normal Yasha communication. If the sent message is not received. There is a high probability that Yasha is dead. Or crazy because of the night barrier. This is for the Yasha who have been on the line of life and death for many years. I'm used to it. In addition to a moment of silence for their comrades. Can't do anything. Shao turned away. Not only to find a few other Yasha. Discuss growing taller. I also want to call them back. Then see if you can please the zombies. Dispel the night barriers from them. The other side. Morax took the 5 true monarchs and the Rhodolon king. Also back to the magnificent collection. The unexpected zombie met with true monarch Luyun borrowing wind. Then the bottom of Ganyu's prison was exposed. A clean last. Or Morax and a few true monarchs. Stopped Luyun borrowing wind true monarch. Morax was afraid that true monarch Luyun would be shot to death. Several true lords felt that they should give one to the zombies. They are a magnificent collection of immortals and a very reliable image. In the end, he was half dead. Running to Maxius in a huff and ignoring them. Twilight. Shenhuang demon god Guizhong also rushed back from Tianheng mountain. Shenhuang demon god Guizhong is a girl who looks full of intelligence and bookishness. The temperament on the body is also very elegant. 2 magnificent flowers in the hair. And the glazed lilies that can be seen everywhere. A loose robe. It is also the light blue and white of the glazed lily. Although it is called a king, demon god is a very majestic name. But Kejong is not good at fighting. On the contrary, all his strength. Mostly focused on his wisdom. It is also because of his wisdom. He will only be at the beginning of the demon war. I found the most powerful Morix. Got a good impression. Although his affection for Morix grew faster. Sign a contract with Mongolia. Combine his wisdom with the power of Morix. And bring their own tribe. United with the tribe of Morix. He was responsible for teaching the people. Morix is responsible for cleaning up the demons and monsters. Building the magnificent collection into the land of Liyue. The safest and most powerful human gathering place. But also, a magnificent collection of human beings. There are also many demons and monsters. Eyeing existence. This also allowed Kujong to make many machine weapons. To defend against foreign invasion. Guo Zhong who just finished the ceremony of fortifying Tianheng Mountain. I saw him standing next to Maxius. Flowing cloud borrowing wind true monarch. And the zombies and Morix standing by and laughing. Their minds. He looked at it all with a knowing smile. Say hello to the zombies. And then. I read it and am still working on the one he gave to Morix. Earthly place. Morix. At a glance, he went to enlighten Luyun to borrow Feng Zhenjuan. Maximus also prepared the meal of the immortals at this time. With zombies and Morix seated. Guizhong also brought flowing cloud to borrow wind true monarch and all the immortals. During the sitting period, Ganyu wanted to go on a hunger strike to lose weight. But was caught by zombies. Then the righteous Bala 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 a lot. In the end, those who were fooled could not find Ganyu in the southeast and northwest. Fell to the ground. Fell asleep. Since it's dinner. Inevitably drink. In order to better integrate into this group. The zombie took it out specially. He has treasured fine wine for over 1,000 years. Darkness is actually forgetting. If it weren't for eating too much and being persuaded to drink by other ancestors. He really didn't remember that he still had alcohol. 1,000 years of wine can be said to be quite strong. Most of them were lying on the table in an instant. And Mark Hughes was fast asleep. The other immortals also began to stagger. I don't know what to say. Even the camel dragon king resting outside the town of Urgent. Also got drunk with several large glasses of wine. Drunk on the ground. Only zombies and Morix are okay. But the luck on his face is already very conspicuous. Even the 10 sides of Morix. Can't resist the good luck on the face. Kujong is even more ineffectual. Started hugging Morix's arm. Looking at Morix giggling. Make Morix suspicious. Is Kujong drunk crazy? Zombie looks at Morix's arm. Among the giggling turtles. With a mysterious smile. Then he opened his mouth and said what? Listen to me. Wake up and listen to me. As the zombies scream. The immortals and the camel dragon king who are not completely drunk. All heads up. Staring in a daze at the zombie who began to speak at length. I said, are we on the land of Rio? Largest human gathering place. It is also the most powerful and safest place. Yes. You can't think of a better place in Rio than this. What's the matter? What do you want? Drunk. Luyun borrowing wind true monarch affirmed the zombie's words. Since it is the most powerful place. Shouldn't that have a formal name? For example, Gili City or Li Yuecheng or something. What city? Say what you want to say. True monarch Luyun borrowing wind was already starting to get impatient. Hey, you know one of the proudest products of mankind is the city. The current Rosewood can only be called a market town at best. Can't be called a city. What I mean is. Transform Gari from a market town to a city. More than just a change in name and form. Changes in various aspects. For example. The city has taller and stronger walls. A safer house. It can also better protect civilians and soldiers. It can also hinder the enemy's offensive in times of war. You can even rely on the city. Attract a large number of other demons to join us. After all, precarious days. How can there be a good day to eat and live? The zombies began their own demagoguery. That does sound like a good idea. I don't know what you plan to do. Morix thought for a moment. The possibility of zombie-called cities. It's really better than they use wood. A market town made of straw is better. I'm ready to let the zombie talk about the specific plan. Specific preparations? First of all, the city must have a city lord. People and ancestors. We need a leader. And these two positions must be the same person. This person's rights are also paramount. Secondly, city expansion is not like a market town. That easy. The base space must be large enough. Finally, once the city is built, the demons and monsters around us will definitely not let us go. This sweet pastry will definitely come to attack. You have to take precautions in addition about the candidate for the city lord. I think Morix is a good fit for you. And the name has been thought out for you. It's called the Flame King. Flame is the name of your flame demon god. Also represents the elemental force you use. King is the title for the supreme ruler of mankind. The emperor represents you. He is also the leader of many ancestors. At the same time, the emperor is unparalleled in wisdom and bravery. The king is humble and courteous. Dressman. The combined flame emperor. It means that you are the demon god of flame. And at the same time, the ruler of mankind and ancestors. And it combines strength and wisdom. Humble and reasonable. And good at convincing people with reason. Physical theory. How is it? The zombie talks to Morix. It does make sense to hear what the zombies say. Morix nodded although he doesn't know why he became the city lord. But it seems that the zombie said it's okay. So he decided. As for the boudoir. He now nothing but nodded and looked at Morix with a smirk. Isn't there anything else? Looking at Morix paralyzed by alcohol. Already in the set. The zombie grinned and continued to fool. Since Morix, you think it's okay. Let me get back to the city although it is called a city. But what we want to build is a country. A man who stands tall in Rio. The only country. Although this country. I don't know when it will be fully established. But we can make a good start. For example, the name of the city is Li Yuecheng. The only city above Liu. It is also the habitat of Li Yu's life in the future. That's my plan for now. If you don't care. If it is righteous, I will begin to implement it. Already drunk. Ancestors who didn't even know who they were. Of course no opinion. And he raved about the zombie proposal. He has even started to call Morax the Flame King. Morax and Kejong are also running out of alcohol. No energy to think about superfluous things. Nature agrees. Zombies who agree when they see it. Then he revealed his true purpose. Since there is no objection. Then let's do the first thing first, promote it Morax. Since you agree to become the Emperor of Hell. Naturally, it needs to be promoted. But you can't use the cold image of the real side. Otherwise, I thought. Yama Emperor is a tyrant who likes to kill. So. We need your face to make a statue. Spread the word. I'm sure Morax won't mind. Right? Morax hasn't reacted yet. The zombie took off the stone face. Exposed face. Handsome amazed the ancestors. Kyuzhong hugged Morax's face directly. Staring. After a while, he fell to the ground with a smirk on his face. Fell asleep. Morax was excited by the zombies' behavior. I want to ask what the zombies are doing. Then I got drunk by zombies. When I woke up the next day. The entire city and the city will be established. Li Yuecheng and Morax want to be the emperors of Yen. News. Morax is so angry that he wants to hammer the zombie to death. Chapter 7, The Birth of Mora on the second day. Morax and the immortals who woke up drunk. Cover your head. Inhale the cool air directly. I don't know when Ruochuo Dragon King pedals away. Maxius lying on his stomach. Disliked water element. Washed away Maxius' saliva. Kyuzhong also emerged from Morax's arms. Rubbing his eyes. I didn't notice the immortals next to me at all. That face was unbelievable. And gradually lack. The smile. Morax was still rubbing his temples. I don't care. Just pretend that someone was drunk and didn't stand still and support him. And you take your hand away from your eyes. I saw him staring at his boudoir. Then I found that the eyes in the turtle went from confusion to surprise. The magical transformation of shyness and anger. Then the turtle's face also turned from white to red. There seems to be steam coming out of the head. Then disappear in the blink of an eye. Morax, who had not yet figured out the situation, was slightly confused. Looking at the disappearing turtles. And then. Picked up the stone surface removed by the zombie from the table. Button on the face. From the image of a gentle and cold sun. The face value demon god who has become the appearance of endless killing. Next to him, true monarch Genshin Lang. Flowing cloud borrowing wind true monarch Xiao Yuezhu Yang true monarch. Li Shui Daishan Jinjuan. Still discussing with relish. Who is the surname of the child born to Morax and Kyuzhong? Nothing at all. Morax, who has already recalled what happened last night behind him. I have already clenched the Guanhong technique in my hand. The murderous aura around him is almost solidified. In the end, Shuiyu, a disciple of Morax. Note Yang Jinjuan. I felt an unusual breath. I looked up and saw behind me. Morax, who has already begun to condense rock guns. He was so scared that he dragged the other 4 true monarchs. Hurry up and start running. And I saw nothing around Morax silently maximizing perception. Following the faint scent left by the zombies. Looking for the past outside the magnificent collection. The people of Quaili saw Morax appear. Greeting excitedly. And even worse. It's okay to watch the fun and ask Morax. Lord Morax. In the morning, the zombie lord said we were going to build a city. Build a country. Is it true? Lord Morax. I heard that you want to make a private appointment with Lord Kejong for life. When are you getting married? Lord Morax. Is the Flame Emperor really your new name? So domineering. Excited grandeur and people gathered around Morax. Chatter. Although Morax was helpless at this time. Desperate to kill the zombies first. But also patiently affirmed what people said. Except for the one with the turtle for life. He has no idea what a significant other is. In this troubled world. Humans have something to say. Short-lived human reproduction is a life event. But the demon gods are nothing more than a crusade against each other. Even Kyuzhong. He also had a certain degree of vigilance when they first met. Even left a murderous heart. In his opinion. Kyuzhong without power. Adhering to Kyuzhong Sisuk. Law and virtue. Strengthen its muscles and bones. One heart. The 4 come together to form Gili. That's what empowers mortals. The theory of prosperity. Just stupid. Even obviously girlish. When I saw him. But he was startled by his killing. But pretend to be mature and stable. Cheering and throwing the locks of the world into his arms. Then consider it a contract with him. The behavior is more like a child's farce. If not boudoir. Fighting day and night for the lives of mortals. Even all inadequate mortals are treated equally. Whether it's his or her own. He really thinks. This minister, the devil god. Just take it for granted. Just making his own rules for mortals. But now Morax has to admit. Make contracts with mortals like him. Different in the way God loves people. The rule is really to love people from a human perspective. He taught people how to improve themselves. How to self-discipline. It was taught. Even mortals can use this to fight monsters. They have the skills to fight. Thinking of this, Morax remembered last night. Hugging his arm and giggling. And the look on his face when I saw him shy in his arms this morning. A strange feeling began to take root in my heart. Morax's 10 side seemed to soften a bit. But soon it seems to be an extra softness. The zombie that appeared in front of Morax was gone. Even the endless killing in that moment. It seems more sinister. Yo Morax, good morning. How did you sleep last night? It feels good to be pregnant with a beauty. You don't need to thank me. I'm just going with the flow. Please call me a dead matchmaker. Passing by Morax under a big tree. Startled by the zombie that suddenly appeared in front of him. And then without thinking about it, just a shot. Stabbed at the zombie's head. Shit, do you want to kill someone? Looking at Morax with a bullet coming. The zombie tilted its head and hid. Then he hangs upside down from the tree with his legs. Reached out and grabbed Morax's gun. Tough power. Make Morax unable to recover the skill of Guanhong. Finally gave up the idea of breaking with zombies. Looking at the zombie, he asked Darkness. Is there anything you want to explain about last night? I said the tortoise sleeps by itself. Rolling into your arms. Or you fell asleep and held him in your arms. Do you believe it? Morax learned 2 words without a teacher. He doesn't believe it. Turtle slept by himself last night. Rolled into his arms. Or he fell asleep and hugged the turtle in his arms. He doesn't have to mention it himself. I always fall asleep and don't move. It's even more impossible in a boudoir. True monarch Genshin Lang told him last time. Sleeping dead in my boudoir. Flowing clouds borrow the wind. True monarch's creation mechanism exploded. Didn't wake him up. He didn't even move. Wait, why did you put the turtle to sleep? I remember it so clearly. Morax sensed something was wrong. I don't know what's wrong. Looking at the suddenly silent Morax. Zombie laugh. Release Guanhong Shishua. He jumped out of the tree. Even if the Guanhong in his hand have lost the distance to break with him. Morax didn't wave the crown again. Trying to kill zombies. It's about thinking about what's wrong with you. Morax. Hear zombies shouting. His Morax stopped thinking. Claw looks at the zombie. See if he has a filthy mouth and cannot utter decent language. Morax. Sometimes you're too hard-headed. Even the devil. Sometimes you need a companion. Whether it is a comrade in arms or a confidant. Even if you don't understand this feeling now. But one day. You will understand in this long life. I just hope it's not too late. Whether it is a demon or a mortal. In a lifetime. To have a companion who is willing to accompany you. Don't even care about the world. Willing to take the initiative. It's all very rare things. You have something to do. We need to consider what will happen after the end of the Demon God War. Just for you. A contract with the people of Rosewood. Don't wait until things are irreversible. To understand each other's intentions. We can only see each other in memory. Looking at the usual laughter. Keep squinting zombies. This will not only put away the smile. Eyes have also been opened. His face is also full of seriousness. Morax nodded involuntarily. Then look into the zombie's eyes. Said I would try to understand this feeling. Just for the promise of friendship between you and me. He didn't know why zombies were so serious. But he can sense it keenly. A stagnant darkness inside a zombie. There were waves. Although small. Hey, that's fine. By the way, let's go back quickly. I'm a turtle and a fox. People say yes. Today, we need to determine Li Yuecheng's area and location plan. You also have to officially announce to the people of Rosewood. What about you becoming the Emperor of Hell? By the way, there are also precautions against other demon gods. It's going to be a busy day. The zombies are back to giggling. Put your arms around Morax's shoulders. Drag him towards the center of the market town. The center of the market town at this time. Maximus helped build a simple platform. The whole Rosewood is under the platform. Waiting for Morax to come. Guizhong Luyun borrowing wind true monarch. Checking the artifacts around the market town. The other 4 true monarchs also began to patrol back and forth around Qiliji. The Yasha clan also appeared around Qiliji. Led by the 5 Yakas. Inga Minu Jinpeng nitrate fan and radiation. Standing on a tree. Looking at the center of the market town. Wait until the sun is fully risen. Morax ascends the high platform. Looking down at the people waiting for it. And the immortals flying in the air. Yasha family in the distance. And beyond. The looming unicorn and other fairy beasts. And in the turtle behind you, Maxius the camel dragon king. And fat into a ball. Trying not to roll off the platform. The intervention of Morax felt for the first time. He has become the backbone of so many people and immortals. Because the contract connects him to people and immortals. And in the accumulation of months of fighting side by side. Gradually deepen each other's feelings and bonds. Man and immortal. It has been from the immortals at the beginning of the Demon God War. Led people. Gradually evolved into more than 500 years later. Now this kind of people are gradually parallel with immortals. Will there still be people with people in the future? And the age of immortals has become a legend. Morax doesn't know. Why did this idea suddenly arise? But soon he gave up the idea. Maybe that will happen in the next month. But it should be a long time later. Now what he has to do. The people who lead the magnificent collection. With the immortals. Travel to the era after the Demon War. Even if it's a difficult journey. Announced together in Morax and Guizhong. The establishment of Li Yuecheng. After Morax became Li Yuecheng's Yama Emperor. The zombies didn't escape either. Caught on stage by Morax and Guizhong. Forced to speak a few dark words. Stupid author. I wouldn't write such a big scene and shocking words. You have to beat your face and make you fat. As a result, I couldn't hold it back for a long time. The last scribbled sentence. In the end, the zombie was sealed by Morax as the Dark Victory Corpse. The reason is to thank the zombies. Propose these very anachronistic things. In fact, it is to tether zombies. As opposed to governing. Morax is better at fighting. And Kyuchu is better at organ creation and education. Needless to say, the immortals. Their attitude towards people is basically very fragile. Races can only rely on their protection. Although Maxius was very close to humans. But he's just a cook. Although it also has the title of God of Cookery. But it has nothing to do with statecraft at all. Not to mention King Ruochuo. His attitude towards the Flame Dragon clan was as long as he was alive. Don't ask for too much last total. A unanimous decision to leave governance to the zombies. And the zombies lived up to expectations. Makes another interesting point. Now that we've decided to build. The first thing to do is to unify the currency. Unified currency. What is currency? The girl asked curiously. Currency is a unified. Coins used for purchase and transactions. Well known. Present set. People in town are still stuck on barter. Although there is currently no problem with this approach. But if the Demon God War ends in the future. Development on the continent of Tivit. It will definitely no longer be dominated by bartering. And that's partly because in peacetime, we have food and clothing. Excess items will definitely pile up and cause waste. On the other hand, the regions of Tivit are ecologically different. Some things can be precious. Precious to the point of bartering. One party must be at a loss. This time, it is necessary to unify the value of various items. Like a sunset fruit and a fresh flower. The value is definitely different one thing at a time. I need this sunset fruit belly for a short time. You need this pure heart. There is nothing wrong with pharmaceuticals. But there will be no shortage of food and drink in peacetime in the future. How many sunset fruits do you think will take to exchange? A flower that others have gone through hardships and dangers. Climbing to the top of the mountain to pick a pure heart. Morax and the tortoise who heard the zombie's words. Thought about it. Turns out it's a problem. Now it's because people are at war. Food and shelter. Just alive and well. High-speed development in peacetime. The more you eat and drink, the less you will lack. Does it really make people carry thousands of sunsets? To exchange for someone else's pure heart? It's impossible really for thousands of sunset fruits. Certainly not digested in time. In the end, it will definitely cause unnecessary waste. And here's the thing. There is no money in Tibet now. Who will come up with the currency first? Who can master the economic lifeline of the entire Tibet continent? All pricing is up to us. If you don't agree, we won't deal with them. Rio's got so much land. Close to the sea. Whether it is internal trade or import and export trade. We don't lose money. This is also a good thing for the future development of Liyue. Think about it. All regions when it comes to transactions and currencies. The first thing that comes to mind is Rio. What a name recognition this is. Saw Morax and the zombie moving in the tortoise center. Strike while the iron is hot. Dax. What you said is really good. But what materials are you going to use for currency? Morax paused for a moment. Ask the zombie. Do it with divine power. Preferably Rio is the most representative. The divine power of the devil god to make. Only the currency that contains the power of this demon god. It is a recognized and usable currency. By the way, I highly recommend the power of Moraxni. Because my divine power has erosive and fairy tale effects. If the currency I made is in circulation. Probably to mortals. Cause irreversible damage. The divine power in the tortoise is too weak. Unable to supply money on a large scale. Ruochuo Dragon King. I suspect he will blow up the currency. Only Morax. Your divine power is the most suitable. Your rock elemental power comes with gold elements. His own divine power is also relatively sufficient. The first large-scale supply can be achieved. And your divine power is more domineering. Tougher. It can be retained in the currency for a long time. It also makes the currency more identifiable. The zombie offers its own advice. Then he watched Morax wait for his decision. Well, I can make it with my divine power. Plus my flesh and blood. A currency built with my flesh and my divine power. Presumably for those who work tirelessly. The best reward. Morax. Genshin decided. That's it. The zombies approved of Morax's decision. As for Morax. To make money with your own flesh and blood. Zombies have no opinion. At their level. Who doesn't have a few avatars? Or the body left over from the past? Not to mention that limb regeneration is their basic operation. After deciding. She built a furnace on the spot. Morax turned one of his former incarnations. Thrown into the furnace. By injecting divine power into the runaway fire Morax. As the avatar melts. Morax slashed open his palm again. Added his own blood to the furnace. And finally golden round gold coins are born from the furnace. Come out and call Mora. Morax finalizes the name of the currency. Zombies have no problem with that. It's the same name. It doesn't get in the way anyway. He started by packing hundreds of thousands of Moras into his pocket. And finally, Kinaka. Mora was popularized to the people in the market town. As well as the pricing of various items and the origin of Mora. Morax also has the title of the god of wealth. Zombies have the title of the god of strategy. Chapter 8 is Yasha. Other demons are coming to Bay Mellow. As Mora spread to the days of market towns. It's been a month. People in the market town got used to using Mora to trade. And bargaining. In the Rosewood collection. The plan to establish a moon city also began to be implemented. With the help of the Camel Dragon King's Flame Dragon clan. The outermost city wall has a rough outline. It initially has the ability to defend against foreign enemies. All the wooden straw houses in the market town were also demolished. They switched to a stone house made of erosion earthquake. And some special underground monsters and flying monsters. With better resilience. This month. Zombies and immortals are not idle either. The immortals patrol the turtle-level surroundings day after day. Prevent the invasion of foreign demons. The Yasha clan and the Immortal Beast clan. Also started to clean up. Monster groups in several resource extraction places that people often go to. Zombies build schools. Kamanaka became the principal. Let the tortoise-level people have better. Systematic education. And of course, he created homework to hate, and the good news is this. People today also take pride in being able to learn knowledge. So. Yeah, homework, which is used to check learning. Not too conflicted. Let zombies avoid being reviled by thousands of people. The result is but. He estimates that it won't be long before he is reviled by thousands of people. After all, Turtle is imparting more and more knowledge. The workload is also increasing. If nothing else. Someone should be complaining in their heart by now. Morax is still the same. Come back from going out to fight monsters. Come back from going out to fight monsters. The zombie doesn't know where he got so many monsters to fight. Anyway, often the dragon sees the head but not the tail. Finally in Rizuki City. Really boring zombie. He forcibly left Morax in the city. Pei Guizhong conducts knowledge transfer and learning assessment. He came out to fight the monster himself. Said to be fighting monsters. In fact, I haven't even seen the strange face. Fire the map cannon around the Rosewood. Finally, it hit the place where the Rosewood is located. The seaside next to Rosewood Garden. Maybe it's because of zombie behavior. Too arrogant. Many sea beasts and demons emerged from the sea. Prepared to teach the zombies a lesson. And they go very quietly. I didn't even see the zombie's face. It's gone when it shows up. Finally, he forcibly blasted the Rosewood into silence. I just stopped and returned to Rio City leisurely. After the zombies leave. Xiao took the other 4 Yasha. Leading the Yasha family to appear in the Rosewood Garden. Jin Peng. That's what you said, the dark demon god who can remove the night barrier from our bodies. Lord Darkness. Red. A fire burning all around. Yasha Ingda looks at the departing zombies. Look at the corpses of monsters littered with corpses in the Rosewood Garden. Against the withered glazed lily. To take them. Karmic removal. Xiao asked yes. That's what I said. Lord Darkness who can remove karma. Xiao Hui told the truth. If you hadn't said he could remove the leaf barrier. Add. We really can't feel the leaf barriers in you. We would rather believe that he is the embodiment of Yiba. Salt Yasha, who stood beside the raft, was furious. Looking at the corpses of monsters all over the ground. I don't know who is more brutal for a while. Forget it, forget about that since Jinpeng said. That lord can remove the karma from our bodies. No matter what happens to that one. We all have to try. Ray Yasha radiation is not very interested in these. Instead of grinding here. It's better to cut through the mess. Radiation is right. Our time is limited. We can't afford to waste it here. Go to Rio City first. Let the Yasha hide outside the city first. So as not to scare mortals. Let's go to the Emperor. Ask him to introduce us to Lord Darkness. Help us get rid of karma. Mizuyasha agreed with Inga's words. And I offered my opinion. Xiao quietly watched the other 4 Yasha from the side. See them to discuss. He took them with him to the city lord's mansion. Meet Morix. I see. It is no wonder that the day Daxness first came to return to Liji. I can't feel the karmic aura on Jinpeng anymore. I didn't expect it to be because of Nasdaq. Since Dakonas can remove the evil from you. Then you can go directly to him. He is still very talkative as a demon god. As long as you don't get windy. Morix added a sentence in his heart. Thank you, your majesty. We'll take our leave. The 5 Yakartas agreed to see Morix. They find zombies to clear their karma. I also said that zombies are easy to talk to. Just thank Morix. Then went looking for zombies. And at this time, the zombie is lying on the back of the Ruochuo Dragon King. Bask in the sun with King Ruochuo. I said Ruochuo. You sleep here every day. Don't go out for a walk. So you have eyes? Can't you see the beautiful scenery of the world? The zombie patted the Ruochuo Dragon King under him. Curiously asked King Ruochuo. Why are you lying here all day? Don't go to the outside world to see. I promised Morix. Help him protect the humans in Liyue City. Before completing the contract with him. I'm not going anywhere and I'm an elemental crystal creation. Live with heaven and earth. I have enough time. To see the beautiful scenery of the world. Don't rush this time. If the Dragon King lazily answered the zombie's words. I see. I said you lie here every day. Don't look outside. Wouldn't it be useless to have eyes? It turns out that you are not afraid of running out of time at all. Zombies satisfy their curiosity. They don't make a soundly and quietly on the back of King Ruochuo. Bask in the sun. It's autumn now. The sun is not so bad. The wind is not too cold. The zombie slept comfortably in the sun. Wake up, Dagnus. Wake up, someone is looking for you. Don't fall asleep. Xiao took 4 Yasha and ran all over Liyue City. No zombies found. Finally came to King Ruochuo. After hearing that zombies are sleeping. Xiao He's 4 Yasha said they can wait. King Ruochuo says when to sleep. Can it wait if it's not sleeping to remove night barriers? Can't wait and then do everything in my power. Didn't wake up the zombies either. Stop yelling when he falls asleep. Unless you wake up naturally or encounter life-threatening situations. Otherwise you won't wake up. Darkness can't stand the futility of King Ruochuo. Born now. Stopped Ruochuo Dragon King from swaying from side to side. Who are you? Hearing the unknown voice, the Camel Dragon King stopped. Trying to shake the zombie. The act of waking up looked at the sudden darkness. The 5 major Yasha also made defensive actions. I am darkness. He was also his source of strength. You can understand that he is a physical body that carries power. And I provide the power for physical activity. It's complete darkness when I'm with him. Dakonas. Separated, I am darkness. He is the devil. The darkness explains his relationship with the zombies. Although the Camel Dragon King and the 5 Yasha. I don't really understand the concepts of wholeness and separation. But I roughly understand that the darkness is with the zombies. They let down their guard a little bit but still staring into the darkness. Darkness is making fun of himself. She stopped talking. Direct. Disappeared in front of King Ruochuo and the 5 Yasha. It caused King Ruochuo and the 5 Yasha to look at each other. Hey, what a comfortable sleep. I'm still wondering what the hell darkness is. King Rotaku and the 5 Yasha heard the zombies wake up. It doesn't matter what darkness is. Ruochuo Dragon King. He directly shook the zombie off his back. Let the zombie hit the ground on the face. Ruochuo. What are you smoking? Why are you throwing me? The zombie rose from the ground. Then he patted the ash in front of him clean. He turned to look at King Ruochuo and asked. You guy fell asleep. No matter how you shout, you can't wake up. I'm almost shaking into a top. You don't respond at all. The 5 Dharma Guardians Yasha are still waiting for you to wake up and find you for something. King Ruochuo spews air from his nose. Then he said angrily. Well, the 5 Guardians Yasha. Who is it? What's the matter with me? The zombie asked Ruochuo Dragon King in confusion. He turned around. Yo. Isn't this the short and handsome guy from that day? Why are you looking for me when you are free today? I haven't seen you since the day you left. I thought you. It's gone, right? Let me tell you something after my current research and discoveries. I think the reason why you are not tall at present. It is very likely due to the following reasons. Lord Darkness. Please talk about the question of whether I am tall or not later. Now Jinpeng has something to ask for. I hope Lord Donnas will agree. Seeing that the zombies are about to talk more and more outrageous. Xiao quickly interrupted the zombie's words. And he said what he was here for. Iba, this thing, right? It's easy to solve. The zombie said. There is a large cloud of black fog on my hand. Xiao and the other 4 Yasha. With a confused face. Looking at the leaf barrier caught in the hands of the zombie. Inda and the others looked at each other. I found that the karma on the other party is gone. TSK. Amazing. Strange stuff. The resentment of dead creatures. Curse you when you die. There was something weird about you the other day. I thought it was something that affected the soul. I wiped it off for you. I didn't expect these strange things. The zombie fiddled a few times. Reached a conclusion. Then he looked at Xiao and said. Thank you, Lord Darkness. Remove fluid barriers for us. I wonder if I can help. Help us take the Yasha clan outside the city. Remove all fluid barriers in the body. Xiao He and the other 4 Yasha thanked the zombies. Then they asked the zombies to help them. Get rid of the night barrier in the body. Wow, do you Yasha family know how to play like this? Everyone has these things in their bodies. The zombie was shocked by the words of the 5 Yiksha. Yes, because the Yasha family has a special physique when killing monsters. It will also absorb the resentment left behind by the monster. In addition, the Yasha family originally belonged to the evil god. Easier to be invaded by these resentments and demon god residues. So Yasha's got that in them. Most Yakartas also die from night palm erosion. 5 big Yasha back, okay? Go check it out. It doesn't take much effort. Just a little effort. You Yasha clan for the peace of mortals. Willing to sacrifice myself. I can't just wait to die in cold blood. The zombie said. While following the 5 Yasha to the outside of Ryu City. Looking at the Yasha clan gathered together. There are also tens of thousands of Yasha. Wrapped with thick Yakarta. Zombie wave. A spatial crack appeared in front of him. Yasha on Yasha. All were sucked into the spatial rift. Entered the dark space. Tens of thousands of Yasha gradually troubled. And their night barrier was solved one by one very happy. Dance. Cheer. Defeated against the 5 Yasha and zombies. Is this Liyue City? So much human life. Attack this king. This king wants to break through this moon city. Swallowed these humans alive. Just as Yasha was cheering. A harsh voice sounded. Yasha looked back. I saw a huge wave formed by a black fog. Covers the origin of the sound. Then there is no sound inside. After the black fog dissipates. Left a mummified corpse. What the hell? The sound is so bad. And so ugly. Disgusting. It's a spoiler, come on, don't worry about that. We went on to celebrate. Zombie watch. I don't know where the ugly devil god came from. Come out disgusting. And destroy Li Yuecheng. Wave it off. Then call out to the Yakartas and celebrate. Don't worry about the yachts. Look at me. Let me see you. Finally decided to listen to the zombies. Anyway, keep celebrating. Then outside Liyue City. All night long the Yakartas were singing and dancing. 5 Yasha didn't run away either. The ending of being drunk by zombies. Chapter 9 The developing Li Yuecheng disasters frequent. The next morning. Li Yuecheng. People who go out to work. I saw Li Yuecheng not far away. The earth is flowing. Yasha is either snoring. Or move it every now and then. The people of Liyue City thought that Yasha had been destroyed by a group. And then threw it outside the city to provoke Morex. I thought people wanted to go back to town and report to Morex. But seeing that the Mayasas are safe. The expressions on each face are also very peaceful. Finally decided not to report to Morex. But following the edge of the Yakasas. Found the 5 Yasha and zombies lying in the distance. He also exudes a strong smell of alcohol. People just smell the alcohol. I feel like I'm already drunk. The originally cautious movements and words. Gradually let go. Hey look. This Yasha-sama must have had a happy event. I just got drunk with the Saint Master. Yes, Yasha adults have always been mysterious. Now they are all drunk here. I'm afraid it will be a great event for the whole family. You say. Will it be with Lord Morex and Lord Yasha? They talk about the night barrier. Maybe. Look at the most frequent person Jean Defang. This will sleep like a child. People say what you say to me. Excitedly discussing the sleeping positions and sleeping patterns of the Yasha. Then slowly walk away. They know day after day, the Yasha are out in Rio. Killing threat. Never stop. This will allow the whole family to lie here and sleep peacefully. There must be something big for them to celebrate. Otherwise, the always serious and cautious Yasha family. How could it be possible to lie collectively outside Liyue City? What about sleeping? People walk away. The zombie also stretched and got up from the ground. Hey. Oops, since coming to Tivit. Why do I feel like I don't sleep on the floor every day? On the way to sleep on the floor. Am I a strict wife in the future? I don't think so. Who reminds you of? And he's got a lot of wine. After that, he kept pulling people to drink. Go to sleep after drinking. No matter where you are. I was drunk last time. The Camel Dragon King wants to drag you back to Reed City and send you home. As a result, it didn't drag. I sacrificed myself a forest of guilt. Listen to the zombies here complaining of their darkness. Came out to take a call. And you're the only one who has a strict wife. You 1,000-year-old single dog. Reinforced straight man. Return wife strict. You can't find a girlfriend. Old single dog like that stupid author. None of my business. And my name is Lone Wolf. A lone wolf is not a single dog. Darkness easily replenished the knives of the 2 people. Dark, you go away. Besides, I'm afraid I can't help but beat you. Oh, save you. Darkness is very disdainful. Then unilaterally. Close the communication channel between zombies and dark space. New number, new number, new number, new number, new number, new number. Your new account, new account, new account, new account, new account. Dark new number, new number, new number, new number, new number. Come out and fight one-on-one. Your new account, new account, new account, new account, new account. Zombies stand still. Spit out a bunch of silenced fonts. If nothing else. It should be the ancestral quintessence from the Dragon Kingdom of Earth. All the ancestral quintessence of the country that he has learned in his life. All given to the Dark Queen for free. The zombie turned to look at the Yasha lying on the ground. Then he reached out and took out the camera in his face. Directly at the 5 Yakuza lying on the ground. Then with a smirk on his face. I crammed the photo into another space of my own. You can vaguely see that there are many photos in the space. For example. A photo of Morex sleeping with his arms around his boudoir. Maxia slept on the belly of King Ruthosaurus. Drooling photo. Wait, after putting the photo away. The zombie looked at the 5 Yasha on the ground. The radiation bottle is lying on the ground. One arm resting under his head. One arm holding the hug in arms. The other arm is resting under the head. And an arm around Xiao. Xiao doesn't know if it's a habit or what. The whole person is curled up in a ball. Plus Ingda is tall. Even with only one arm around Xiao. It's like hugging a child. The elk is next to the four of them. The board that is usually held in the hand is also used as a pillow. Pillow under your head. Lying flat on the ground in a very peaceful position. If it wasn't for the ups and downs of the chest. Just like a corpse. And of course, the radiation was on his stomach legs. It also destroyed the very peaceful atmosphere around him. The yasha in the distance are also in a row. It's not that your feet are on my head. It's my hand on your leg. Lose money. The yasha family's feelings about men and women are flat after all. As long as the race can multiply. Otherwise, if this scene were placed on humans. That's already a pack of wolves howling and criticizing. Zombies watching the sun rise halfway. It is estimated that people in Liyue City have also gone out to work. It shouldn't disturb people's rest. I took out a big clock. It's big enough to fit Maximus in there. The one with the spare space. Put the big clock on the ground. Then the zombie took a deep breath. Then a punch. Boom, 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 boom. It resounded throughout the entire rose pear garden. Ouch fuck. Underestimated the ringing of this bell. Zombies cover their ears. I feel bad. He used to throw this clock into the heap of evil gods. Then ring directly with the dark power. He slipped away himself before the bell rang. You can't hear the bell. Every time I hear it. It's all the sleeping evil gods. Awakened abuse at him. Now he probably knows. The evil gods. Why are the abuse against him so vicious? This is not a normal clock. The sound that can be made. The yachts lying on the ground were also quarreled by the bell. Cover your ears and head one by one. I feel like my entire brain and cochlea are shaking. And the 5 yakasas next to the clock. He was directly shocked and jumped up. First awakening radiation. He was awakened by the heavy ringing of the bell. One didn't turn up with force. Look up. I was pinned down. Then the frowning Inga and Fa Nan. He covered his ears and got up from Inga. Shao, he is angry. I don't know when. Has become normal. Dull face. Just from the way they put it over their ears. They're no better. And the zombie as the culprit. I've taken the clock back and ran away. Otherwise, look at the faces of those tens of thousands of yasha. I guess I'll have to tie him to the clock anyway. Knock a dozen back and forth. As zombies solve the night battle problem of the yasha. The Yiksha fought even more fiercely. Monsters in Rio. They've all been wiped out. Morex is also led by the perseverance of zombies. Every year as a mortal. Take a chance on the world. Ancestors. Also because of the peace around Rio City. They all went to seclusion in the clouds. Morex also built one. A pavilion based on floating stones. Floating above the clouds. As his usual office. Although Keizhong finally let it slip. It was borrowed by Luyun, True Monarch and the others in the name of borrowing. Go play. In the end, Morex had to be in the clouds. Borrowing Feng to work on the stone table in front of Jinjuan's cave residence. When Keizhong doesn't have to deal with school matters. Will also come here. Study organ creations with True Monarch Luyun borrowing wind. Occasionally the three of them will also make some food. Have a drink at the same table. Ganyu also started to lose weight in Austria. Zangshan followed Luyun and borrowed the wind to practice the immortal method. Occasionally. Morex and Kyujong will also teach something. Lishui Daishan Jinjuan Shui Yushu Yang Jinjuan Yishao. The three of them went out to play together. I don't know where I went. I don't know what happened to True Monarch Kachin Lang. Did not go to seclusion among the clouds. He became a mortal living in Miyu City. And Maximus is often missing. I don't know what kind of food I went to cook. There are also stars falling near Tianheng Mountain. A big hole was smashed. Among them, there are countless strange stones. There are also countless treasures of various mineral veins. Morex and Rodronian have finished exploring. After confirming that there is no danger. It allowed the people of Rio to go there and mine ore. And named that sinkhole the Layered Rock Abyss. Later. Because it took too long for Li Yuecheng to go back and forth to the Layered Rock Abyss. People are in the straight-up abyss. A black rock factory was built on the spot. Mining, smelting and forging are carried out one stop. Ruochuo Dragon King. It also took on the responsibility of protecting the straight-up rock abyss. Zombie hears. People are near Duazu. They built a mining town. There is a place called Rock in the earth. Among them lived a demon god of Yen, Hulia. His personality is extremely gentle. Innocent. The war of the demon gods has begun until now. Never had a dispute with other demons. Throw away your turf all the way. Persuade other demons. Do not rule for the sake of Earth 7. Cause loss of life. But because of lack of power. Finally forced. You can only bring your few subjects. Hiding underground. Finally, under the influence of Huria's weapons and power. There were so many grains of salt on the ground covered the earth like snow. Eventually they named the place Salt of the Earth. Zombie knows. There is still such a day. What a weak devil, he went to visit. Debut. Huria leads all her subjects to retreat. Finally, the zombie made it clear. And with the Flame Kingdom ruled by Huria. A deal was struck. Use Li Yuecheng's various supplies. Good joke on dealing with Yen Gua. In this way, Yen Gua and Li Yuecheng reached a deal. As trade flows. The exchanges between Yen and Li Yuecheng's people are also increasing day by day. Formed diplomatic relations. As the monsters of Emperor Li Yu began to disappear. And the idle Yasha family. It also took on the protection of Li Yuecheng and Yen Gua. Responsibilities of trade counties. The mysterious family of fairy beasts. Completely disappeared. As if it had never appeared. The demons on the moon. Under the suppression of zombies and Morex. Not peaceful anymore. Is forced to enjoy the life of a dead house. Yama Emperor and Liyue City. Became the only sun on the moon. The people of Lizhua City. It also started for the people who had fallen from the war before. Sacrifice with Xianzhong Yasha. Set the time. The first full moon of every year. Call it Sea Lantern Festival. People will build Morex. Statue of 3 people in the zombie turtle. Sea Lantern Festival. Will gather in front of the statues of the 3 gods. Release the symbol and wish the fire to be passed on from generation to generation. Sha Lamp and Ming Sha Lamp of immortal virtue. In this way, time quietly came 500 years later. The peaceful life on the land of Rio is gradually being broken. The wind is raging. Rainstorm. Tsunami. Frequent earthquakes. As if punished by the gods. Disasters continue. Zombies and Morax think. These disasters could affect the development of Liu City. And let some hidden demons in the past start to be born again. Then he began to ask King Ruochuo to assist the people of Black Rock Factory, beside Tianheng Mountain, begin to establish the second ritual they discuss. Songli Gang. Not only as a retreat for the people of Reed City, also for the future. Prepare for the opening of maritime trade routes. And from time to time, Maxius starts to disappear. No one knows where it went. Morax also began to call the immortals back. For the disasters and wars that may happen in the future. Prepare for the people of Yen Nation. He also ordered a large number of strong mother silicon medium substrates from Liu City to defend against foreign monsters and demons. Hurio wanted to stop his people. He didn't say it. Huzhong and Luyun borrowed the wind from True Monarch. I also started to check the Guizhou machine that was previously arranged in Tianheng Mountain. Upgrade. And set up more artifacts. To protect against threats by the sea. The whole of Rio started to move. Whether it is Rio City and Yen Kingdom on the surface. Or the monsters and demon gods who are secretly undead. During this time, the zombie wanted to go to the Mond area next door. See if you can get some allies. But looking at Liu now, the storm is about to come. Or I gave up the idea. And here's the thing. I don't know why. He's getting more and more sleepy now. He was uneasy about it. Chapter 10 Liu Yuecheng's defense plan, Sleepy Eagle. Disaster outbreak call. Morax. How long did I sleep this time? Again, suddenly drowsy and sleeping in the conference room. Zombies wake up. Rubbing his head, he was thinking about Liu Yuecheng. The various scenarios you may encounter next. Morax. Ask if you have been sleeping for a month. Morax answers the zombie question. Dax. Maybe you should get some rest. Or take a good look at your body. Not only are you falling asleep more and more often now. Even time is getting longer. Look at the zombie who is already awake. Morax was a little worried about the rigor. The corpse offered its opinion. Morax. You know it. At our level. The body will not have problems due to fatigue. Mental exhaustion at most. As for my body. It's true that you don't mention my body. I forgot myself. I really have to thank you this time. Morax. The zombie rejected Morax's offer to rest. Then I heard Morax say. Let yourself check your body. Suddenly I remembered my broken body. Since coming to Tivit. Because of the rules of Tivit. Began to repair the cracked body. So the physical pain is also reduced a lot. It has reached the point where he is used to it. This also caused him to subconsciously ignore. Own body. It's no different from a broken porcelain doll full of cracks. The zombie who thought of this thanked Morax. And I said to Morax, Morax, I'll be away for a while. I may have found the reason for my drowsiness. But it may take a while to solve it. Li Yuecheng during this time. I need you and Keizhong to protect them. Your strength can indeed win the championship. Li Yu, but remember. Clear gun is easy to hide. Dark arrows are hard to prevent. Keizhong, their strength is not as good as yours. Kunaka himself is only a little better than mortals. You have to remember to keep them safe. It's better if you act together. In case a demon god attacks Guizhong and the others. They may not survive until you arrive. The zombie said to Morax. Ah, I see. Don't worry, Darkness. I will remember what you said. Morax. And I thought about the possibility of what the zombie said. After finding out that it is true. Tell the zombie with a serious face. He knows it all. And will remember this aspect. That's good, Morax. I'll go first. Li Yuecheng, please. Zombie meets Morax. After really taking what he said to heart. Disappeared in front of Morax. Back to the dark space. Clear gun is easy to hide. Is it hard to prevent hidden arrows? Morax watched the zombies disappear. Whispering the idiom spoken by the zombie. Hey, after a long time. Morax sighed. And then took out the piece gradually because of Rio the Great. And the stone surface he put away. Looking at the cold stone in my hand. Morax gently rubbed it with his fingers. Then he clasped the stone face to his face again. The Yen King who led people into a prosperous world. The Emperor is not there. Showing signs of endless killing. The demon god of flame who suppressed the troubled times reappeared. Since the rain in Li Yuecheng is coming. Then he will use the rock gun to suppress everything in heaven and earth. Morax, who once again turned into the demon god of flame. He walked out of the meeting room of the city lord's mansion. Called in the immortals. Yasha clan, fairy beast clan. Maxius who disappears from time to time. Also rushed back to Liu City. Heed the call of Morax. King Ruochuo also arranged for the flame dragon clan. Several ancient rock dragon lizards second only to him in status and strength. During the time he was away. Help him protect the layer rock abyss and the black rock factory. Lian Guizhong and Ganyu. Also answered the call of Morax. Back to Liu City. Look at. Morax, who once again revealed the appearance of endless killing. Even if the Yiksha didn't care about these disasters. I also know that it may not be a disaster-prone situation now. This has nothing to do with them. Darkness is gone. To question his sleepiness. Morax informed the Sanjiang Yasha. The news of the zombies' departure. Then don't wait for Xianzhong Yasha to respond. Go on, Dodicus told me before he left. To do a good job in the protection of the city of Rio this time. And he talked me through all of them. The main problems are several. One is easy to hide with a clear gun. The problem of hidden arrows. And I thought about it, it certainly is. Although Dakonas and I both have great power. Can be fearless of any danger. But you are different. If a powerful demon god attacks you. You may not be able to make it to me. In addition, I don't know when I will return after this trip. Certainly not the same as before. I'm out there fighting evil. And darkness sits in Li Yuecheng. So the next itinerary has to be rescheduled. The ancestors and the Yasha family and the fairy beast family. Now collectively responsible. Trade between Li Yuecheng and Yan Gua. Transport caravan safety. And inform. The days ahead for the demon god Helia will not be peaceful. Likely to recreate 500 years ago. The intense situation of the demon war. Make sure he pays attention to the monsters around him. And the movements of the devil god. Pay attention to the background. And tell him. If necessary. Li Yuecheng will temporarily close trade with the Yen Kingdom. Transport line if he and Yen Guo need anything. Let him hurry up and deal with Li Yuecheng. And tell him. If you feel that you cannot lead his people. To get through this crisis. You can move to Liu City with your people first. Accept asylum. Li Yuecheng now. There is still some room. Can accommodate him and his people. Morex to the immortals. And the Yasha clan ordered. There is no need to say more about the fairy beast family. They're intelligent by nature. And not too much contact with mortals. Just tell them to protect the humans. It's the Emperor. The immortals and the Yasha clan. There are also fairy beasts. Accepted the task given to them by Morex. Then he fell to the 5 Yasha and Yi Shao. Innocent Junji. The ancestors commanded another thing. Shao, you and the other 4 guardian Yasha. As well as Luyan Borrowing Wind Senior Monarch Shui Yuezhu Yang Senior Monarch. Li Shui Daishan Jinjuan. Yi Shao fell to the naive monarch and the true monarch of the Guchen Lang family. Form a special patrol team. In charge of patrolling from Yengua to Reed City. The entire trade route has been stratified rock abyss. Between you Yasha clan. Has a special contact method. A Yasha and a fairy together. Patrol in sections along this route. Find the problem. Contact the nearby immortals and Yasha in time. Remember not to be brave. It's the Emperor. The 5 Yasha and the 5 true monarchs are in charge. Well, Morex looked at them and nodded. Then let the 5 Yasha and the 5 true monarchs. Leading the Yasha and the ancestors. Go to the defense patrol first. The Immortal Beast clan has already taken the lead. They talk less and do more after arranging the Morex of the Yiksha and the immortals. Turn around and order the remaining gods. Maxius. You are now responsible for staying in Liu City. Sensing underground movements. Secure the people and defenses of Ryuki City. Will not be harmed by the earthquake. Lulu la 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 la. And so did Maxius. Morex, who knows that Maxius has always been steady. Also very relieved about Maxius. Ruochuo Dragon King. I'll ask you and the Flame Dragon clan over there at Layered Rock Giant Abyss. Be sure to protect that side. Don't worry, Morex. Yes, I'm over there at the Layered Rock Abyss. Don't worry. Ruochuo Dragon King assured in a low voice. Then he turned and fled back to the abyss of Strata Rock. Boudoir Li. The defense mechanism of Night City will be handed over to you. And your strength is the weakest among us. If there are demons and monsters attacking, the biggest target may be you. But the defense mechanism near Liu City. Only you know best. I'm going out to find out why these disasters happen. I can only ask on you to protect you temporarily. You too must be careful. This is a scale that I once shed through my body. You carry the power contained in it. Enough to kill a demon like Orsel. After Morex instructed Gueji and Ganyu. I followed them out of town. Then act separately. Dagnus. I have always been there for your reminder and instructions. Remember. Morex remembers what zombies reminded him 1,000 years ago. And leave now. He didn't know if zombies knew something. But his gut told him. What the zombie said if he didn't do it. It is very likely that it will be fulfilled in Qzhong. He didn't know where it was coming from. But the slightest danger is also a danger. He can only solve it now by finding the cause of the disaster. He can protect the boudoir. Protect this. The stupidity that gradually increased in his heart. Female demon. The zombies on the other side returned to the dark space. I carefully checked my body. Some tiny cracks have healed. But there is still a small part of the place. Filled with all kinds of hideous cracks. Zombies that have been checked several times. No clue. Standing there depressed. Am I looking in the wrong direction? The zombie wondered. You're like a psychopath. What are you doing there? Performing face changing. Darkness sees zombies since entering the dark space. Just stand there motionless. The expression on his face looks like it's out of control. Curious asked. I'm looking for the reason I'm sleeping. I'm falling asleep more and more often and know it's getting longer. I always feel a little uneasy. The zombie said to the darkness with a worried face. You get sleepy so quickly. Only 1,000 years. How far have you healed now? Hear zombies speak of their sleepy darkness. A little surprised to say to the zombie. Well, so soon? What does sleepiness mean? You know I get sleepy. Hear the dark words. Zombies are keenly aware. The darkness seemed to be lethargic for him. I knew it from the beginning. Ask the darkness. Nonsense, I sent you here. Can I not know? Tell me first, how much has your body healed now? Darkness said impatiently to the zombie. Except for the cracks in the internal organs and brain. Only the cracks in the bones have not healed. The cracks in the meridians and flesh have healed. See the dark impatient zombie. Answered honestly. Healing fast. I thought. It would take you 1,500 years to heal to this point. I didn't expect it to heal to this point in only 1,000 years. The main reason why you are feeling sleepy now. It's because what you're keeping now is the human body. The human body replenishes physical strength and spirit. And the best way to recuperate is sleep. You are now relying on the rules of Tivit. Heal the body. And strengthen the body to a higher level. It requires a lot of energy and discipline. Because I'm here. Don't worry about running out of energy. So now your poor health is just cultivation. Lots of sleep. Can help you heal cracks in your body faster. Besides, you'd better get more sleep now. The more you sleep, the faster the body heals. Wait until the cracks in your heart and brain heal. You should be able to shake off your drowsiness. Darkness reveals the reason for zombie sleepiness. And tell the zombies it's best to sleep more. The more sleep the better. And you can sleep in the dark space. I will channel the regular energy of Tivit. To repair your body. You just need to sleep when the cracks in your heart and brain heal. You will wake up. The darkness uttered another. A solution that can make zombies get rid of sleepiness as soon as possible. The zombie thought for a while after listening to it. Agreed to the dark plan. Liu. There should be no problem with Morex guarding it. Although disasters occur frequently. But not yet full-blown. And only if he gets rid of the drowsiness as soon as possible. To better help Morex and the others. This is how zombies, with the help of darkness, entered the deepest sleep. Rio de Janeiro. Morex. The search for the cause of the frequent disasters has begun. But no clue. Rio, 1 year later, used to all sorts of little disasters. There was a mini disaster. Earthquake, tsunami, hurricane, flood, mudslide, rainstorm. It's raging all over Rio. Morax looked at Lee in a mess. The deeper the concern. He can feel it. This is far from the end of the disaster. It's the beginning. The next disaster will surely escalate again. Those demons and monsters that have not yet emerged must also be waiting for the disaster to break out. Wait until then to overturn. Li Yueqing Chapter 11, The Demon God of Yen Helia. Increasing number of monsters. As the zombies go to sleep. It's been 3 years. The people of Li Yueqing. I'm used to living every day in dire straits. Although the land was devastated by disasters. This results in fewer crops and edible prey. But at least you can still ensure food and clothing. In the ocean next to Plow Moon City. There are also a lot of seafood available. The disaster raging on the earth of the moon. Except for a small disaster that broke out 2 years ago. The response in the past 2 years has been a bit flat. The kingdom of fire ruled by the god of fire, Helia. Trade with Li Yueqing is also gradually decreasing. On the one hand, it is because Li Yueqing's output is decreasing. Gradually, it was only enough for Li Yueqing's consumption. Li Yu, various fruit beasts on the earth. There's very little left because of the devastation now. The crops eaten by the workers in Lisua City are all marks. Hughes uses his divine power. Calm the turbulence of the earth veins under Lisua City. Newly planted crops. On the other hand, develop the salt kingdom led by the demon god Helia. Deal with Lisua City. The main material is fine salt. And some rare plants and animals underground. Now Li Yueqing's edible supplies are reduced. The demand for fine salt is not so great anymore. Rare plants and animals underground. Massive numbers died as a result of the earthquake. Helia can't let the people of the salt country, with truckloads of bodies and salt, deal with Li Yueqing's people. Originally, when he rushed to make zombies and descended on the Flame Nation, has expertly packed his things with his people, ready to run. Finally, it was stopped by zombies. It also provided him with the opportunity to trade with Li Yueqing. This pair of Helia who hides all day. For the people of Yen. It's like a pie in the sky. As early as the beginning of the Demon War. Before entering the white-hot stage. The 2 demons in the magnificent garden. Morax. Chengwang demon god Keizhong. It has already made its name on the Great Rio. Many demons have witnessed it. Morax throws rock guns from the sky. Shattered Emperor. By the way, smash the scene of facing the demon god with him. Let the demon gods treat Morax, the demon god of appearance. Very afraid. Another minister, the demon god Keizhong. Although not as powerful as Morax. No obvious record. But the Kyuzongji and other machine creations he made. It really makes invading Gili-level monsters. And the families of the devil gods. I suffered a lot of losses. And here's the thing. These organ creations. Even fragile mortals can use it. This makes the overall low-end combat power of the Rosewood set. Have become a threat that cannot be ignored. Not to mention. And made with the Morax rock gun. On the Guyun Pavilion. Contains Morak. Rock fragments of divine power and a kind of magical pillar cornerstone. Made Qianyan long spear and Qianyan ancient sword. It greatly increased the strength of the Qianyan army. Even if there are enough people. Fight against them demons. Let them demon gods be jealous of Rosewood. Will also Morax and Kyuzhong. Listed as the greatest threat to their own battle for power on Earth 7. Helia wanted to persuade the demons. Do not rule for the sake of Earth 7. It killed a lot of people and they were forced to leave their homes again and again. And it became Rio. It was vast. I have a home everywhere. During this period, Helia also thought about. Let his people. To follow Morax, the god of fire. Hichin Wang demon god Keizhong. Although I don't know how the 2 demon gods are. But from Morax and Q. Looking at the situation that has always sheltered humans. His people are there. At least get the greatest sense of security. Instead of following him away from home again and again. Precarious. But when Helia told his people. This proposal. Strongly opposed by his people. Consider it an act of betrayal against Helia. And lists various crimes and confessions. Finally, Helia's heart softened. And with his people. Began a life of wandering around. And finally, Helia sinks the ground. There is no place for him and his people. He can't go to the sky either. Let's go underground and see if we can find a place to stay. And finally. Came to what was later called the salt of the earth. Settled down. Although during. And he heard it. The people complained too gently about him. But he was powerless to argue. He also knew that his people were still following him. But already dissatisfied with him. On the one hand, it is because of wandering around. The reason for Baoshi. On the other hand, it is because I think he is too gentle. Gentle. It is no longer suitable to survive in the demon war. In this cruel environment full of war and death. Even he hurt his own people. Negotiating to help him out. In this way, whether it is too gentle for him. Or the people who have been uprooted countless times. It's all good. It had been negotiated until there was a disagreement. People who do not agree to set him free. Pack up and go to Morax. Request asylum for them. These people who agree to set him free. Stay here to atone for your sins. And just like before the war of the demon gods began. Stay with Helia. The devil's family, whether alive or dead. It should be for the devil god they believe in. The devil god also loves his family because of his love. When Helia heard the people discuss these things. I don't know what to say about his mood. Maybe resentment. Maybe anger, it could be sadness. Maybe happy. After he calmed down. And ready to die at the hands of his own people. This is his relief. It is also a liberation for his people. He stands before his throne. The last time. He took a closer look at his people. Ready to die. I felt the scent of zombies. Then subconsciously asked the people to pack up. Quick evacuation. He flew out of the rock in the earth. Negotiate with zombies. Buy time. Finally being talked nonsense by zombies. I can't find Helia in the north. With a confused face, he returned to the rock country of the rock in the earth. Informed the people. They want to fight with the legendary rock god. Li Yuecheng under the command of Morix. The development of trade. And his people looked incredulous. Many things have been said. Until Li Yuecheng's first business. The team arrived at the entrance to the rock in the earth. Helia and his people who doubted life. I'm sure it's true. Later, slowly. Yenguo relies on trade with Liyue. Also developed. And the smiles on his people's faces grew. Helia. The mental preparation for death. Also dissipated unknowingly. Until now. The people who once accompanied him. Also returned to the dust because it was ordered to be exhausted. Now I don't know how many generations they are descended from. Helia thought that peace had arrived in the month of May. Even began to indulge in the happy smiles of the people. But now the disaster raging on the earth of the moon. And the monsters that began to increase gradually. Tell Huria everything. The war is about to start again. Huria doesn't know. How far will this war go? But he faintly felt. This war. It could be. Lei Liyu's. The crucial battle for the reign of Chen 7. In such a war. Can I still protect my people? And Hercules was questioning herself. After a long time he came to the answer no. This war. To subvert Li Yuecheng. And the mountain that weighs on all the demon gods. Say. Demon god Morix is by no means the previous demon god war. When he can still trade territory for peace. As a country closely related to Li Yuecheng. The demons. He may not be spared for him and his people. He had to make a decision that keeps people alive. He got his chance on this day. Looking at Morix flying through the sky. Huria stopped him. The demon god Helia stopped. What I do is suitable. Morix. Because of the disaster that Rio the Great could not find his head. And irritable. Cause sound. A little cold. Looking at Morix revealing the image of endless sand. And listen to his cold voice. Huria thinks. Did you go to the zombie to discuss this? After all. Zombies are always easier to talk to than Morix. And now he's standing in front of Morix. It feels like a chicken. Standing in front of a human with a knife. And I was terrified. Mamarax. I want to discuss something with you finally. Helia summoned up the courage. Suitable. Morix looked at Helia, who was about to huddle up. Asked doubtfully. I want all the people of my country to move into your Liyue city. Huria proposed that in his own opinion. Very excessive request. After all, now Li Yuecheng. It's just enough for Li Yuecheng's own food and clothing. Thousands of people from his country moved there. Maybe it will cause a burden to Li Yuecheng. Only this. Morix is a little confused. Yes, yes. If not. I can also give you my salt pond and salt shaker. I only ask you to protect the people of my salt country. You can even make them believe in you. Helia heard Morix's confused tone. Thought Morix didn't want to take his people. Just a heart. Put the only salt shaker and salt ruler you have. Also as a trade item. Even tell Morix. Can get his people to convert to Morix. No. Helia, you misunderstood. What I mean is. If only your people could move to Rio. In this case. You don't have to make a special trip to wait here for me to negotiate with me. You can bring your subjects directly to Liyue City. Liyue City will bless you. And safety on the road. There are also immortals and Yasha people in charge. I can protect you and come to Liyue City safely. Even Huria, you can live in Liyue. Listening in the city has taken care of itself. Put all your chips. All the words of Huria on the table. Morix knows. Why did the zombies return from the words of the earth? Would say it's as innocent as Huria. Silly devil. If I want to lie to his father, I can have a litter if I have a baby. He will still be grateful for such words. He had only heard. Hulia is a very gentle. Silly devil. I didn't expect to be so stupid. You don't have to give me your consistency and shame. These two things are only in your hands. Will exert its maximum strength. And if I grant these requests of yours, surely your people will not believe in me either. I feel like I forced you. Let you set such humiliating conditions. Morix rejected Helia's offer. Is it? Sorry. I didn't think it through. I'm sorry, are you really willing to protect us? Here Morix. I just realized I took it for granted. Helia apologized to Morix. Then confirm with Morix. He and his people. Is it really possible to get his protection? Of course whoever. As long as he has good intentions. Not for disaster. Can be protected by Li Yuecheng. And in this troubled world. Many things are involuntary. If you can see your old friends in troubled times in prosperous times. It must be a happy event too. What did Morix come up with? Then he said thank you to Helia. Morix. Helia thanked Morix. Then returned to the flame of the earth. Ready to begin the migration of his people. Watching Helia leave. Morix also turned away. Although for 3 years. He has searched all over Rio. But the source of the disaster was still not found. He also asked. King Rhododendron and Maximus. But if the Dragon King and Maxius tell him. If it's just a simple earthquake. They are enough to calm down. But this disaster involves too much. Even the Earth Vein didn't give any information. Rhododendron and Maximus. Also have no clue about it. And finally. He can only ask King Rhododendron and Maxius. Calm the unrest near Liyue City and Zeng along the abyss. Make sure that there is no damage to the 2 places due to the disaster. And he. I can only search along the beautiful moon land again and again. And nothing except for the increasing number of monsters. And nothing at all. The traces and breath of the demons. Including their family members also disappeared. This gives Morix a sense of urgency. Especially now. The disaster of Rio the Great. It's starting to disappear again. He wasn't naive enough to think. It's about Rio. He's trying to bring peace. Because of a small disaster that broke out 2 years ago. The precursor is that disaster starts to disappear. This disaster has been gone longer than the last one. It may be the beginning of a concentrated large-scale disaster. Plus the untraceable demon gods and demon gods' families. Makes Morix feel deeply powerless. And fatigue. Finally, he returned to Morix in the city of Liyue. On the one hand, it is ready to receive Helia. And the preparation of his people. On the one hand, he commanded King Ruochuo. Stop the Black Rock works. Retreat first. Ancestors Yasha and ancestors. Also got the message from Morix. Stop activities outside. Instead, concentrate on defending Liyue City. Then at the suggestion of Qizhong, sent a Shao from Tian's Henjin and Shao to protect Tianheng Mountain, which is used to block floods. The remaining 4 true monarchs and the 4 Yasha assist the Camel Dragon King in defending the Rock Abyss. Li Yuecheng is ready for all-out war. Chapter 12, A Complete Disaster. The Demon Alliance is attacking Tianheng Mountain. Broken Foot. As Morix gathers the immortals, the Yiksha and the fairy beasts collectively return to the city of Rio. It's been 3 months. The 3 months of Rio. It is rare to see disasters happen. People have started to take advantage of this opportunity to go out, collect edible plants and animals, and stepped up the felling of trees and the mining of minerals, used to make city defense organs. Keizhong also went out to check damage to nearby artifacts. 30% of machine creations. It's damaged to the point where it can't be used, the remaining 70%. It is also more or less damaged. But it does not affect basic use. However, Keizhong, who has a strict attitude towards organ creations, or borrow the clouds, true monarch called back from the abyss. He worked with him to repair these artifacts, and hurry up and arrange new organ creations. Maxius. It is also calming the power of the earth veins under Liyue City. Make sure that when the decisive battle comes soon, the defense organs and soldiers of Liyue City, it will not cause unnecessary casualties due to the turbulence of the terrain. Morix uses a rock gun. Built a large-scale guardian formation for Liyue City. Better protect the mortals and boudoirs in Liyue City. With everything Liyue City can prepare. Already. The disaster of Emperor Liyue. It's like being manipulated when everyone in Liyue City retreated to defend the city. There was a devastating eruption. First, a massive earthquake. Tear open countless cracks in the earth. Each crack can accommodate a minimum of 3 people side by side. Then there are the hurricanes connecting heaven and earth. Roaring and tearing up the flowers and trees on the ground of Rio. Avian fish and insects. And it's raining. Mixed with fist-sized hail. Like destroying the land of Rio. Huge waves also set off in the surrounding waters. Wave after wave. Eventually a tsunami formed dozens of meters high. Towards the moon. Fourth, I think these. It's not enough to make the people of Liyue City fear. Purple thunder roared in the sky again. Like a drumbeat that never stops on the battlefield. Bang after bang. One more than one. With the roar of thunder. In the cracks in the ground. In the hurricane that connects heaven and earth. In the rain and hail that fell from the sky. In the tsunami waves that obscured the sky. Countless monsters have emerged. In the cracks in the ground. The family members of the devil gods and monsters who crawled out. Climb out of it. There are countless monsters of all kinds. Look carefully into the crack. And some were ordered by King Ruochuo. The Flame Dragon clan lurking underground. Intercepted in the crack. The Flame Dragon clan was born underground. Showing their horror at this moment. An adult dragon lizard. Usually 5 are required, even more demon gods can kill them. Juvenile rock dragon lizard. With the ability to move freely underground. Playing around with a large number of devil god dependents. It can also be used to gather shields and provide them to the surrounding comrades. Body size compared to Maxius. And a circle of ancient rock dragon lizards. You bring your abilities to life. Although they are not like King Ruidoro. You can use the power of the earth vein. Simultaneous use of multiple elemental forces. But flexible switching using multiple elemental forces. They can still do it. With this ability. They were almost invincible on the battlefield. Even with the power of earthquakes. Many of the demon gods' family members were buried back in the ground. Devils in the hurricane. Intercepted by the Crane clan and the Immortal Bird clan. Although the Crane family and the Fairy Bird family. Unlike the Flame Dragon clan. Innate flexibility to use multiple elemental forces. But with their magic and their captives. And flexible posture. It also intercepted the demons in the hurricane. Immerse yourself in the rain and hail. The family of the devil god was intercepted by the Xianlu clan and the Yasha clan. The Yasha family is born with a sense of disgust and insight into these demon relatives. So that they can accurately locate. Hidden in the rain and hail. Xianlu family. With its hard antlers and vigorous posture. Running back and forth on the earth. Smashed to smithereens the Yasha's missing family members. Kirin family. Then they welcomed the family of the devil god in the tsunami waves. The Qilin family is the noblest among the immortal beasts. It is also the most mysterious family of fairy beasts. Even in a walk with God like Rio. For thousands of years. Only a handful of people have seen the Qilin clan. The immortals only know that the Unicorn clan does exist. But I don't know where it exists. Until Luyun borrowed Jinjuan. Adopted a half-human, half-unicorn hybrid intervention. The Unicorn family gradually appeared in the field of vision of the ancestors. Now. But it's also covered with a layer of gauze. Even Morix. I didn't have any hope for the Kirin clan to be summoned. I didn't expect this time. The Kirin clan also obeyed Morix's call. Collective appearance with Li Yuecheng. Fight with the ancestors of Li Yuecheng. The Kirin family is like a fool from heaven and earth. As they joined the fray. The disasters between heaven and earth are faintly smaller. As the power of the Unicorn clan emerged. Tsunami waves obscuring the sky. Turned into a massive ice wall. Together with the family of the devil god in the tsunami waves. It became a large exhibition wall of ice sculptures. Then he was trampled by the Kylin clan's greyhound. 4 points in the world. Then I saw the Qilin family volley in the air. Stepping into the sea. Take the initiative to welcome the rising tsunami waves. Trample the devil's family inside. 4 points in the world. The Thousand Words army of Ryu City also began to manipulate. Creations on the city wall. Condescending. Attacked the monsters on the ground. Maxius. Trying to calm down because of various forces. Caused the turbulence of the earth veins under Liyue City. And Morix is waiting. Wait for these monsters. Appear with the demons behind the demons. Only by getting rid of those demon gods. Li Yuecheng's crisis will pass. Things have come to this point. Morix's understanding of the source of these disasters. There are also some guesses. Most likely a sky island. The test of whether he can become the ruler of the world. Test whether he can lead the people of Liyuecheng. Survive all disasters. The other side has been wronged. The people in the Black Rock Factory closed the Black Rock Factory after death. He hid inside with various weapons. The Camel Dragon King outside is facing the family of the Devil God. The current Ruochuo Dragon King has changed greatly. The limbs are covered with red lines, building a scorching fire elemental power. A row of crown-like scales rose from behind the head. It's strewn with blue and white lines. Behind the path, 2 rows of tall scales, all the way to the tail of King Ruochuo, exudes cold ice elemental power. The other 2 rows of shorter scales, covered with purple lines, emitting terrifying thunder elemental power. Huge dragon horns on the head, and the golden spikes on both sides of the body, and the golden thorns on the shoulders, covered with dark blue lines, flowing with gentle water elemental power. The Flame Dragon clan on the battlefield. It has also absorbed the power of various elements. Beat the servants of the devil gods and throw away their armor. King Ruochuo, who was born in the earth vein. The hidden abyss of strata rock is sensed through the geological veins. The demon queen snorted coldly. Lift your front legs. Support the body against the hind legs. Then he stomped hard on the ground. The power of the 4 elements entangled in the body, mixed with the power of its own rock elements. He rushed into the ground with the stepping foundation. Buried the hidden demons in the ground forever. With the demons dying, the demon god's family members on the battlefield are also gradually declining. Seeing that the devil's family has lost, Ruochuo Dragon King looked in the direction of Tianheng Mountain. Thought about it for a while. He called back the man who had been killed on the battlefield. The remaining 4 of the 5 Yiksha. And the 4 true monarchs. Ingda's fury falls south radiation flowing cloud burrows wind true monarch. Shui Yuzhu Yang Jinjuan Li Shui Daishan Jinjuan. True monarch Goken Lang. I'm okay. The opposite is defeated. I can have it here. The last time I heard, Hangshan was a Morax. To stop floods. I'm worried that a demon god will take action against Tianheng Mountain. Destroy Tianheng Mountain. Flooding into Rosewood. There are only Jinpeng and Yixiao Island Taiyan's Henjin over there. I'm afraid there is a shortage of manpower. I suggest you 8. To assist Jinpeng and Yixiao Island Taiyan's Henjin 2 immortals. Joint defense of Tianheng Mountain. After I clean up Zheng Yen Giant Abyss's family of the devil god. Let's visit Liyuecheng together. King Ruochuo offers his advice. Then wait for the 8 immortals to reply. The 4 Yasha and the 4 true monarchs thought for a while. Agreed with the suggestion of King Ruochuo. Then I wish King Ruochuo good luck. Turned and flew to Tianheng Mountain. See the 8 immortals leave. Ruochuo Dragon King turned to look at the battlefield. The Flame Dragon clan has completely crushed the demon god's family. Victory is only a matter of time. But if the Dragon King decides to bring this time forward, unleash the power of the 5 elements. 5 color arrays appeared in the sky and on the ground. Then the power of the 5 elements exploded at the same time. Cleared most of the demon gods on the battlefield. After carefully searching through the power of the earth veins several times. Confirmed the stratified rock abyss here. There are no more demon gods and demon gods hiding. King Ruochuo ordered several ancient rock dragon lizards. Guard the strata abyss. Then flee to Tianheng Mountain. Tianheng Mountain fell to Taiyan's Henjin in one fall. Hishao also encountered several demon gods. As King Tuolong expected. Indeed, the devil god came up with the idea of Tianheng Mountain. Trying to destroy Mount Tianheng. Flooding into Liyuan. Because of the need to protect Tianheng Mountain. Xiao Hui Xiao Dao Taiyan's Henjin is a little tied up. Although I caught the flaw and killed 2. But the remaining 3 demons seem to have enlightened. Don't care about anything, just bombard Tianheng Mountain. Forced Xiao Hui and Xiao Dao Taiyan's Henjin to passively defend. The Emperor is above. I've never been in such an aggrieved fight. The 3 thieves on the opposite side have the ability, don't hit Tianheng Mountain. Come hit me. The more innocent you are, the more uncomfortable it is to fight. Finally, he was so angry that he shouted at the 3 demon gods. Xiao next to him took a noodle. Can't see the expression. But judging from the braving veins and Mahara's hand, he wasn't in a much better mood. The 3 demon gods heard the yelling of the naive king of Yixiao Island. Don't answer. With the look of an idiot. Kiki glanced at Yixiao Island Taiyan's Henjin. It's even more fun to bang against Tianheng Mountain. Angry, Yixiao Island Taiyan's Henjin jumped straight. The next time I saw Lord Darkness. Be sure to learn from him. What he called the quintessence of his country. Save the situation next time. I can't even vent my emotions. Yixiao Island Tianjin Kun swore in his heart. Xiao remained silent beside him. Just wave and block an attack with Pu Yuan. Over time. Whether it is the 3 demons. Or Xiao He Xiao Dao Taiyan's Henjin. The strength in the body is starting to lack. The 3 demons looked at each other. Then posed an inverted 3. Horn formation, a demon god is in front. The 2 demons are behind. Xiao He Dao Taiyan's Henjin glanced at each other. I know the opposite side is ready to fight to the death. In one night, True Monarch set up a defensive posture. By chance. Absorbed chalcedony containing the power of Morax. Evolved antlers. Aimed at the 3 demon gods. Xiao Shichi River is not abyss. There is a strong wind elemental power all around. Bombarded at the 3 demons. But it was blocked by a barrier. To neutralize Xiao's attack. Xiao was unwilling to take 2 shots on the right after finding that they were fruitless. He had no choice but to retreat behind Naijuan. Take the opportunity to regain a little strength. With the completion of the 3 demon gods. A wave of light blasted straight towards Tianheng Mountain. The power of the fungus gushes out. Covered on the outside of the body. Forming a transparent deer head. Subsequently. The fungus rushed towards the light wave against the deer's head. The moment of contact with light waves. Mycobacterium pancreaticoides. I felt a tremendous power. But with the anger in my heart and the personality that loves to show off. The fungus increases the output of power. Break me open for the fungus. Accompanied by the roar of Yixiao falling fungi. The light waves are shattered by the antlers of the Yixiao fallen fungus. Yixiao falling fungus. It also rushed towards the 3 demon gods without decreasing. With. The first demon was easily pierced by antlers. The blockage caused by the piercing of the 2 demon gods behind. Let Yixiao fall to the sky and the fungus is shocked. Jin Peng Tian Hengshan can't care to say more. Ishua Island Tian's engine shouted at Xiao. Xiao, who was relieved. I heard the shout of the naive king of Ixio Island. Looking back at Tianheng Mountain. The first demon is standing at the foot of the mountain. Watch them laugh. Coax yourself to explode. The energy generated by the self-explosion of the body of the demon god. It directly shattered the foundation of Tianheng Mountain. Makes Tianheng Mountain crumble. Start tilting more. The bad thing is the direction where Tianheng Mountain fell. It is a small village and the location of Liyue port. If you fall, Li Yuezheng's efforts will no longer exist. Ili Island Tian's engine and Xiao couldn't care less. He directly put his body under Tianheng Mountain, trying to block Tianhengshan Island. Or let Tianheng Mountain change the direction under the island. But Tianheng Mountain is powered by Morex. Its weight makes Xiao Island Naijuan and Xiao Heli. Can't hold him back. At this time, upon the advice of King Ruochuo, to help Xiao Hei, the 4 Yasha and the 4 true monarchs of Xiao Duo Naijuan also arrived at Tianheng Mountain. Looking at the fallen Tianheng Mountain. 4 Yasha and 4 true monarchs. It's too late to ask what's going on. He also joined the ranks of withstanding Tianheng Mountain. But even with the combined effort, it only slowed down the fall of Tianheng Mountain. Can't stop Tianheng Mountain from falling or changing direction. Yishao Fo Tian Jinjuan looked at the wall of Tianheng Mountain in front of him, like thinking of something. Shouting at Xiao Jinpeng. Cut off my feet. What is it? What do you want? Li Shui Daishan. True monarch vaguely guessed the idea of Yishao Fangtian true monarch. But I don't want to believe it. What is wrong with Jinpeng? Cut off my feet. Hurry up my feet. It integrates chalcedony containing the divine power of the emperor. Extremely hard. Your Hipuyuan. It is also transformed by the divine power of the emperor. Only use your Hipuyuan. To cut off my feet. Hold Tianheng Mountain with my feet. To keep Tianheng Mountain. Save everyone's efforts. Liugang Yishiao Island Tian's engine. Then you will die. Flowing clouds borrow the wind. Jinjuan is awesome. What is dead? Tianheng Mountain fell. Everyone's hard work, Li Yuegang can't keep it. Even the soldiers of Li Yuezheng will be disturbed by the flood. It's more important than anything. Besides, even after I die, people in Li Yuezheng talk about me. Yishiao Island Tian's engine. It is also said that the legend. Yishideo Tianjinkun. Due to reluctance, Li Yuezheng was flooded. Dying in the mountains. At that time, I was more majestic than you. Take a good look at my legend. Let's spread it in Li Yuezheng. Ixio Island Tianjinkun. In order not to make the Yasha and the 4 true monarchs so sad. Deliberately showing off his future prestige. The Yasha and the 4 true monarchs also know his temperament. Just let his grievances go. Forced a smile and scolded him a few words. Then, Xiao Fai Tian's engine looked at Xiao. Xiao was silent. The hand holding Hipuyuan trembled slightly. Then he slowly raised the Hipuyuan spear. With the sound of gold and iron. The antlers of the naive king of Ixio Island were quilted. Hipuyuan cut down. It was chopped off with the antlers. And Isho Island Tenjinkun is connected to the skull of the antlers. After 4 nights, true monarch sucked in a breath of cold air. Why died? But in order not to make the Yasha and the 4 true monarchs sad, he just didn't say a word. Pretend it doesn't hurt. With its own bloody antlers. Went to the foot of Tianheng Mountain. Then put the antlers on the ground. Injecting strength into the antlers. With the injection of power. The antlers are slowly getting bigger. Then he withstood Tianheng Mountain. And integrated into Tianheng Mountain. Will Tianheng Mountain once again stand on the ground of Rio? Even Tianheng Mountain, which was lifted by the antlers, was much higher. After doing everything, he fell to the sky overnight. Weakly kneeling on the ground. Panting heavily. Look at the surrounding immortals. He forced a smile. Did you see it? This time I am the most majestic. From now on, you will be listening to Li Yuezheng. My legend. Looking at the dying Tian's engine of Ishiao Island. Still making them happy. The immortals had to accompany him to play. Majestic. You are very majestic this time. In the future, Liyue City. It must be the legend of Tian's engine of Ni Shao Island that is circulating. Goshen. True monarch Lang praised following the words of true monarch Yishao Island. Xiao said nothing. Looking at the blood of Yishao Island Naijuan on Hapu Abyss. I don't know what I was thinking. King Ruochuo also came at this time. I saw the tragic situation of Yishua Island Tianjinkun. Hastily use its water elemental power. Trying to heal Yishideo Tianjinkun. Little has been done. I can only help Yishua Island Tian's engine take his life. Let him say goodbye to his ancestors. Immortals and Yasha. He was still praising it along the words of Yishao Peng Tian Jinjuan. But the conversation was interrupted by a harmonious voice. Yo, what are you all doing here? The Yasha and true monarchs looked back. Chapter 13, The Zombie Awakens. Treat overnight. Fallen Morex versus Demon God. Sadness in Boudoir. When 10 immortals joined forces to block the fallen Tianheng Mountain. In dark space. Darkness looked at lying in front of me. Zombie sleeping expressionlessly. Muttering to himself. This guy still only looks human when he's asleep. Over 1,000 years. Almost 2,000 years. This guy can still remember the way he used to be. Are human emotions so amazing? Why is this photo here? Is this guy confiscated and kept? Looking at the photo of the zombie in his hand. Darkness scratched his head. Then take the photo from the zombie. He carefully took it out. Put it in the zombie's personal space. Well, has the decisive battle started outside? Gotta get this bastard up now. Speed up the flow of time. Darkness sensed the city outside. And Tianheng Mountain and layered rock abyss. There's been a war. After thinking for a moment. Decided to accelerate the flow of time. Although it means a bit of pulling seedlings and promoting. But the dark knows that this war is for zombies. Might be a good opportunity to let go of the past. So the darkness began to accelerate the time in the dark space. And keep an eye on the flow of time in Tivit. The war dynamics with Li Yuezheng. With the help of darkness. It would have taken 500 years of Tivit time zombies that wake up. Now it wakes up in just 20 minutes. Hey, what a comfortable sleep. Yo Dark, good morning. Do you want to exercise together? Awakened zombie. Began his daily indiscretions. Good morning or not, I don't know. But I do. If you don't go back to Tivit. The immortals in Li Yuecheng are definitely not any better. The darkness ignored the zombie's flirting behavior towards him. Then he told the zombie. Li Yuecheng and Xianzhong Yasha are not in good condition. Damn, they're not good. You didn't say earlier. Tell me where they are. I'm going to laugh at them. I heard Li Yuecheng and Xianzhong. The Yasha guys are not doing well. Zombies talk. While hurriedly opening the dark space. The passage to Tivit. You can go to Tianheng Mountain first back to Li Yuecheng. There is a true lord in Tianheng Mountain who is about to die. Darkness. Tells the zombies the order of where they are going. Then take advantage of it. Kick the zombie out of the dark space with one kick. Damn it, you actually learned badly. Started sneak attacks. Can't you afford it? I was caught off guard. The zombie was kicked by the darkness. A face-down pose. Then it was planted upside down near Tianheng Mountain. Hey, it's comfortable, it's comfortable. Finally leading the bastard. It used to be such a good boy. How did it become this virtue? Darkness has a happy face. No, he can't see his face dark. This time I can't refute that stupid author. Hateful. Actually let that stupid author pull back a game. I could only tell by his voice that he was happy. His grandmother's. Darkness actually learns to strike first. The world is getting worse. The world is getting worse. I'll have to think of a good way to fix him later. Zombies falling upside down. He got up from the ground cursing. Cleaned the ash off my body. Then I sensed the breath of the first Yasha. Quickly rushed over. Arrived at Tianheng Mountain. Zombie at the foot of the mountain. Looking at the immortals gathered together. Sent his own greetings. Yo, what are you all doing here? The 4 true monarchs and the 5 Yasha looked back. I saw the zombie standing behind them. Greeting with a frivolous face. Lord Darkness. You are back. Quickly save Ishua Island Tian's engine. True monarch Kachin Lang saw a zombie. Don't care why. Zombies will suddenly appear in Tianheng Mountain. Quickly pull the zombies to Ishua Island Tian's engine. Please zombies save Ishua Island Tianjin Kun. Oh Ishiao falling heaven true monarch. Who have you offended? Beaten like this. Is it because I stole my national essence? When applying results to other people and demons. He was beaten up in anger. Although. The zombie's mouth still doesn't have a formal viper complaining. But the hand movement is not slow. A black light on his right hand enveloped Ishiao fallen heaven true monarch. Stop the blood on the head. Then the left hand seems to be holding something. Pull hard. A shadow. Appeared on top of the fungus. Look at the appearance of the shadow. It is also the complete version of the Tian Island fungus. Only. There was a deathly silence in the eyes of this pancreatic island fungus. Like a puppet. With the zombie operation. Shadow pancreatitis island sky fungus full version. Gradually shrouded in. On the body of the fungus battle damaged plate of the solid pancreatic island. And then shrinks with the black light. Shadow shift island Tianjin Kun full version. Battle loss addition with the entity relocation island. Merge into one. Turned into a physical transfer island, the full version of the zombie. Withdrawn the black light on Tianjin Kun's body. Looking at Tianjin Kun Miyashima who was still sleeping. Slap it up. Stop sleeping. Your mother called you home for dinner. This slap is called a surprise. Dali Shen. Lightning fast. Straight from the ground. It jumped up. The Emperor is above. Which guy slapped me? Come out and let's go one-on-one and wait. Isn't this Lord Danu's? What are you doing here? Are you too good at talking? So he was beaten to death. Tianjin monarch of Ishiao Island looked at the zombie with a confused face. I don't know if I will be beaten to death. But I do wait, don't you say something nice? Make me happy. I will kill you again. The zombie clenched its fists. Then he affectionately hugged Ishiao Pengnajin's neck. Said kindly. I was wrong. Sorry. I shouldn't have been so disrespectful to Lord Danu's. So much so that I said my heart to my face. Ishiao Fotian Jinjuan thought for a moment. I chose my hard-won life. And I spoke my mind honestly. His grandmother's. New account, new account, new account, new account. New number, new number, new number, new number, new number. The new account will stew you sooner or later. Venison soup zombie spits out a bunch of silenced fonts. Hey, just kidding. Never mind, Lord Dakanas. Ishua Island Tian's engine has a hippie smile. Moved next to the zombie. Laughing Dao Yi Shao Dao Tianjin Jun. How do you feel about your body now? Luyun Borrowing Wind Senior Immortal is still a little worried. Ixio Island Tianjin Kun. It's alright, it's alright. As good as ever. Ixio Island Tian's engine moved a few times. Said to true monarch Luyun Borrowing Wind. That's fine, thank you, Lord Darkness. Luyun Borrowing Wind Senior Immortal thanked the zombie. It's alright. What's the matter with Shao, the handsome guy who is not tall? Why does it feel like he is depressed? The zombie watched without saying a word. Extremely depressing. Curiously, he asked Senior Monarch Luyun Borrowing Wind. Well, I'll take care of this Lord Darkness. Let's go back to Liu City first. I'll deal with Jin Peng on the way. Ishiao fell to the sky. Jinjuan probably knows the reason for Shao. Stopped the inquiring zombie. Then he said that he would go back to Liu City to support him first. On the way to deal with Shao. The zombie looks at the 4 true monarchs and the remaining 4 Yasha. No comment, I agreed. Ruochuo Dragon King. Let the 5 true monarchs and the 5 Yasha sit on his back. He rushed back to Li Yuecheng with 5 true monarchs and 5 Yasha. Let them rest peacefully on his back first. Restore strength. The 5 true monarchs and the 5 Yasha agreed. Then he sat on the back of King Ruochuo. The zombies flew to Li Yuecheng first. This time it was before Tianheng Mountain fell. Morex looked at Liu City. Gradually establish an advantage on the battlefield. It is estimated that the demon gods behind them should not be able to sit still. Look back. Make sure they are under safe protection in the boudoir. Morex flew out of Liu City. And all the immortal Yasha who will fight outside. Flame Dragon Immortal Beast Clan. All shouted back to Liu City. Saw Morex come out. The demons behind them also stood out one after another. A total of 46 demon gods stood out before and after 1 2 3 4 5. Are all the demons here? You really think highly of me, Morax? Looking at almost all the demon gods on the Green Moon land. Now they are all united against him and Li Yueqing. Morax sighed silently. Morax. Don't blame us for joining forces. Blame you for being too powerful. We're all out of breath. There is your shadow at the position of our 7 hands in the world. Can't see. What's more, you also have the City King, Demon God K. The clock and darkness, help us. It's not enough for you to fight without joining forces. And we did Dakonas has disappeared again. Now Li Yueqing has only you as a devil god. Still have the power to fight. The Camel Dragon King is far away in the abyss of Strata Rock. It's too late to defend. Just be honest and lead the well to save the way. This way we can still let Li Yueqing and Qiu Zhang go. Among the 46 dragon-set demon gods, there is a devil god who looks really bad. Shouted to Morax. Alas, Morax sighed. You are 46. It's not enough for me to hit. I really wonder where your confidence comes from. Why are you sighing? Look down on us. Another demon god shouted. In this matter, the demons and gods rose together. I have no intention of chasing the deer. But I know the pain of life. Morax spits out a sentence. That's what he really thought. What are you talking about? Come and die. The 46 dragon-set demon gods on the opposite side are extremely arrogant at the moment. Arrogant is like the character who gets the lunchbox in the next chapter. I only want to clean the 4 directions. Protect a corner of the floating world. But now it seems. It's not enough to live in a corner. Only fight in all directions. Only then can we protect Li Yueqing, who is a corner of the enemy of Li Yue. All things natural. With the surging power of Morax. Clouds in the sky. They were all rendered golden by the power of Morax. Purple thunder and black clouds. Also in the golden clouds. Countless heads stuck out. Tore apart by giant rock guns and stars. As Morax waved the crown in his hand. Countless rock guns and stars bombarded the earth. On the ground. 46 dragon-set demon gods can't wait to pop their eyes out. Then I wish I had a few more legs. How many pairs of wings? It's better to move forward. With countless rumbling sounds. The remnants of the devil gods on earth. He was directly bombarded by the rock spear in Tianqing and became the Liyue Emperor. A part of. 46 dragon-set demon gods were also killed and injured in an instant. The remaining dragon-set demon gods also began to flee everywhere. But can't escape. The rock gun and the star cast by Morax. Killed one by one. The boudoir also climbed on Li Yueqing's city wall. Looking up in the air. Cast down the rock gun and the heart of heaven lightly. Morax who killed the demon god. Eyes full of obsession. But he didn't notice the artist behind him. Pulled out a dagger at this moment. Some tiny flower vines also emerged from the body. A knife stabbed into the back of the turtle. Then I made up 2 more knives. Kicked the tortoise down the city wall. It landed among the glazed lilies under the walls of Liyue City. Daughter adult. Kill this dog. Morax heard the riots in Liyue City. Look back. The blood-stained body in the boudoir lies under the city wall. Among the glazed lilies she cared for with her own hands. A human on the city wall. Turned into an extremely strange flower. Get rid of the entanglement of Yasha and immortals. Escaped into the ground. Morax doesn't know how he feels. What's it like now? But looking at the devil god who is still on the run. And the flaky wall that escaped underground. The stars turned into a torrential downpour. The appearance of endless killing has also become the appearance of endless evil. The crown red technique in hand was thrown out. Pierced into the bodies of the flowers underground. The power contained above. Little by little, the body of the petrified flower. The demons are also under the rock gun and the sky star without gaps. Become a part of Rio the Great. Morax fell among the glazed lilies. Kneel on the ground and hold the turtle in your arms. The power in his hand pours out. Trying to cure the tortoise. But it was offset by the toxins in the turtle's body. This is a token of the covenant. It's also my challenge to you. All my wisdom. Hidden in this stone lock. Looking at the dying girl lying in her arms. He remembered the first meeting. When the girl with the coat sleeve presents a token. Pretend to be solemn and excited. So stupid. Obviously there is no formal contract. Obviously just acting together on their own. Morax doesn't know why. There is an extra sour feeling in my heart. What is left in the corner of his eye? But nothing is left. Are you sad for me? Looking at the crazy release of divine power Morax. Always calm. There's something in his eyes. She asked softly. Then answer without Morax. And he went on those little people. Like dust. Small and fragile. Because of insignificance. So I don't know when I will be killed by natural and man-made disasters. So always afraid. Because of fear. So I'm always trying to be smarter. I understand. So I thought. Since the gap with your strength is too great. Then use technology and wisdom. With your power and my mind at the same time. Isn't the city going to be amazing? He finally smiled a little lonely. Slowly turned into infinitesimal dust. It seems. I still can't go on with you. Forget about the lock. Remember to say goodbye to Dakonas and the others for me. Morax watched coldly. A boudoir turned to dust. Dust King Demon God. Is it dust? Because born of insignificant dust. So I understand better than anyone. The fragility of humans as small as dust. Because born of insignificant dust. So there is no great power. Better than anyone. The importance of having your own power. Because born of insignificant dust. So after being trampled on by all kinds of things in the world. I don't want any weak existence like myself. Trampled on at will. And created. A mechanism that even mortals can use. Morax stared blankly at the dust in his hands. It's like losing your life. Quietly. Kneeling among the glazed lilies that have begun to wither. After the zombies rush back to Reed City. What I see is. Kneeling among the withered glazed lilies. Morax. And the people crying all over the city. With the sorrowful fairy Yasha. Chapter 14, Breaking the Lines. Smash Sky Island. Boudoir Resurrection. Looking at kneeling among the withered glazed lilies. Morax. And Morax's. Dust that exudes the remnants of the turtle. looking at the people kneeling and crying. And the immortal Yasha who fell on the city wall with his head bowed. And the fairy beasts. The zombie took a deep breath. Went to Morix's side. Looking at the unresponsive Morix. The zombie raises its hand pop. A solid slap. Fan Morix to the ground. The dust in Morix's hand also fell to the ground. Looking at the dust in my hands. Morix is crazy. Crazy grasping with hands on the ground. But dust is dust. If it dissipates, you can't catch it. Funny to say. The dignified Yama Emperor Yenji. Morix. The demon god who suppressed all the demon gods in the entire month. Now it's like a wild dog digging rocks by the roadside. As Morix moves. Accompanying Morix to suppress the demons on the moon. Threatening stone face. Also fell off Morix's face. A tear fell on the stone face. Make the stone face look sad. The zombie's chest keeps heaving. Reach out and grab Morix on the ground. Picked him up from the ground. Looking directly at Morix, whose eyes have fluctuated. The zombie's face is full of anger. Morix. I told you some things can't be turned back. Some people can only be seen in memory once they are gone. I also told you. Clear gun is easy to hide. Dark arrows are hard to prevent. Let you protect your boudoir. Don't wait until things are irreversible to regret. You keep promising, and you promise like this. Zombie roar. Shattered the indifference of Morix's divinity. Some humanity began to emerge. Remembering the first meeting with Kaminaka. Get along with the later day and night. Looking at him with a smirk when I remembered being drunk. And sober up the next day. Looking at the constantly changing turtles on his face. Morix's eyes gradually widened. He seemed to have figured something out. The tears in the corners of his eyes gradually increased. Morix. I'll help you save this time. This time, I will help you retrieve the person from your memories. Next time it happens, you can solve it yourself. Look at the scent on Morix. Gradually from the cold of the devil. Become the breath of a person mixed with emotion. Zombies let go of Morix. Then I looked at the Sky Island. The surrounding immortals. The Yasha family and mortals. Stunned by the violence of zombies. Watch Morix fall to the ground from the hands of zombies. No one dares to come forward. With the dark message. The zombie's body has changed. 4 hands grew on the back, 2 more twisted horns on the head. That's enough. You can still keep some human bodies. Dark voices sounded. Prevented the zombie from continuing to transform. Own human body. Is that enough? Isn't that enough? Zombies look at their bodies. And then you go to Tivit. Deep underground veins. Gather the strength to turn the tortoise's body into dust. After being collected from the ground. The zombie punched the ground. It was a tremendous force, and it made all of Rio unstable. The magnificent garden, which was already full of cracks, was completely broken. Ruochuo Dragon King protected Li Yuecheng's position. And then the power within the body is triggered. Curb the turbulence of the terrain. The path opened up with this punch. The zombie jumps into the ground. Go straight to the root of the veins. Looking at the pale veins and branches. Exit the corpse with all 6 arms. Bombarding the roots and branches of the veins. Let the roots and branches of the earth be broken. The branches and leaves flowing out. Mixed with the memories of tortoises and various demon gods. And the breath of the soul. Darkness also appeared behind the zombies. Protect the vein root with 1 hand. Soul fragments in the overflowing turtle. 1 hand cleared away the soul fragments of other demons. Maybe it's because. The reason why emotions in turtles are always strong. The memory in the turtle in the root of the earth vein is also very complete. This saves the darkness a lot of trouble. With the flow of the leaves of the veins. The soul fragments in the boudoir are gradually fused together. Memories are starting to come back. The originally blurred face is gradually becoming clear. With the damage of the root weave. Parts of Tivit. There have also been various degrees of unrest. The earth of Rio is withered. It was a mess. Such turbulence. It also awakened the sleeping life in the Sky Island. The existence of those who are called celestial maintainers. Sensing the upheaval in Tivit. Also found. Zombies who wreak havoc on the root of the earth. The guardian of the law of heaven who is responsible for guarding the land of Tivit. Against the zombies that disrupt the balance of Tivit. Launched an attack. A torrent of black and red squares. Pouring down from the Sky Island to Rio the Great. But strangely without killing intent. With the torrent towards the zombies by the roots of the earth veins. A rock gun also stabbed into the torrent. Cut off the torrent. Look in the direction the rock gun is stabbing. Morix doesn't know when. Already stood up. Retrieve the underground Guanhong Jishua. 10 sides are rebuckled on the face. Silent gun. Aimed. Sky Island above Tivit. Looking at the demon god who dares to rebel against himself. The upholders also unleashed more torrents. Attack the zombies in the root of the earth vein. And Morix in Rio. The underground zombies are oblivious to the approaching torrent. As if completely unaware. More rock guns condense behind Morix. Stop all the torrents that are attacking the zombie and him. Even though he has exhausted most of his power. But now the resurrection of the sergeant. Anyway. He has to fend off the attack of the maintainer of heavenly law. Beside the root of the earth vein. The soul in the tortoise is fully formed. Memories are completely recovered. The zombies also stopped bombarding the root of the earth. Leave the dust turn from the tortoise to the dark queen. The zombie turned and flew to the ground. Left the darkness alone by the roots of the veins. Darkness sighed silently. Then turn the soul and body of the turtle into dust. Into the dark cavity of his abdomen. Reach out again. Restore Demigan, which has been smashed by zombies, to its original state. Also disappear. On the ground. Morix has run out of power. And trapped by the power of the upholder. Heaven's law maintainers also come from heaven. The empty island descends above Liu City. Watching zombies fly out of the ground. The upholder of heaven spoke slowly. The gods of the alien world. You've gone too far. It is too much for you to control the demon gods of the world as pawns. Excessive. It is up to you to rule in order to test the so-called earthly 7. Killing caused by. Excessive. Zombie. With a weird face, he refuted the words of the maintenance of heaven. Then wave. Devouring the maintainer of heaven with darkness. The power to imprison Morix. Then. The feeble Morax handed him over to Queen Rhodolan. Give them a reassuring gesture. Ruochuo Dragon King nodded. Return to Reed City with the weak Morax. This is following the rules of the world. We can't be too decisive. The upholders of heaven have their own explanation. Follow the rules of the world. Are you really mysterious? Listen to the words of the maintainer of heaven. The zombie asked back. We are natural gods who lead the development of the world. Heaven's law maintainer is like a machine. Answers to questions without emotion. Humph. Never mind. I don't care what rules of the world you conform to. Start now. You better play by my rules. The zombie sneered. Nor follow. Just like an artificial retard. Then he raised his hand and condensed a javelin, throwing it towards the Sky Island. The upholder unleashed his power, blocking the javelin flying towards the Sky Island. The gods of the alien world. If you only have that kind of power, I suggest you give up on resisting us. Who stopped the javelin? He turned to the zombie and said. Excuse me, just looking for some fuel to warm up. Now it's for real. Saying. Black mist begins to appear on the zombie's right hand. They start merging into columns. Under the control of zombies, it was blasted to the sky. Empty island. The upholder unleashes his power again. This time, the black fog was not blocked. Fog column formed. Blast more than half of the base of the Sky Island. Cracks also appeared in the building above. You'd better hide in your castle obediently. Don't interfere with my business. Otherwise, the next shot I will shoot is the entire Sky Island. The zombie said. All 6 arms are starting to build up strength. Aimed in the direction of Sky Island. Darkness also appears behind the zombies. The 6 arms are gathering strength looking at the darkness that appears. And the boundless power within the darkness. The upholder thought for a moment. Finally agreed to the zombie's request. But ask. Zombies can no longer smash the root branch of the earth vein at this time. Otherwise, all jade and stone will be burned. Finally, in the voice of zombie disgust. Heaven's law maintainer returns to Sky Island. Wait until the maintainer of heaven returns to Sky Island to sleep. Zombies can't stand the rejection of the human body and the divine body. Spit out a mouthful of blood. He wiped the blood from his mouth. Zombies de-darkening. Then to the immortals who came to bless him. Signal that he's okay came to Morax. Is he back? Morax asked. Don't worry, it's back. You sleep now. When you wake up, you can see the turtle clock. Zombies are a little tired. But it answered Morax's question. Okay. Morax closed his eyes obediently. Fell into a deep sleep. If he protects the turtle. Just listen to me. Save me from these fights. Watching Morax sleep in seconds. The zombie complained a little. Next to it, Xianzhong Yasha and the Immortal Beast clan. I don't know what to say at this time. They all fell silent. Lord Darkness. You said that Sister Turtle is back. Where is he now? In the end, Gichin who couldn't stand this silent atmosphere. Mikuji has broken. Silence asked the zombie. Where is it? Far away. Near. Please go to the dark side to pick him up. I was going to say I came back before it was complete. Zombie sends a message from the darkness. The body of the turtle has been remodeled. The soul is also fully integrated with the body. Now just wait for him to wake up. The zombie temporarily changed its mouth. Let true monarch Gokun Lang stand beside the darkness. Catched from the belly of darkness. Among the turtles floating out of the dark void. You take Morax and Turtle back to rest first. I'll take it slow alone. Wounded Immortal Yasha and Immortal Beasts. Concentrate on one place. It can't be cured, call me with this firework tube. Qian Yen Jun and the mortals went to clean up the battlefield first. Then see what else. Take back everything you can use. After all, we won this battle. Have fun. The zombies arranged some post-war affairs. Then back to the dark space. I took a few photos out of my space. Staring blankly at the darkness. You said if I were like this then. It can read people's hearts and emotions, can I save them? Suddenly. Zombie opening. Ask the darkness, don't know. The darkness pondered for a moment. Open slowly. Yeah. How do you know that? After all, at that time. I don't even know. What are human emotions like? The zombie smiled. Then continue to look at the photo in your hand. In the first photo. The zombie stood awkwardly in the middle. I can see that I'm not used to this scene. Next to it, a young girl hugged the zombie's arm. There are 7 people by their side. Sit or stand. Like the stars and the moon surrounding the two. In the second photo. Zombie with a little smile on his face. The girl forcibly tiptoed around the zombie's shoulder. The 7 people next to him are one less. An extra tombstone. Third photo. The zombie princess hugs the 4 people next to the woman. Put the 2 in the middle. 3 tombstones stand quietly in front of 6 people. In the fourth photo. Zombies and women stand side by side. The woman's head rests in the arms of a zombie. 1 person squatting in front of the 2. 6 tombstones lined up on either side of the 3. In the fifth photo. Zombie pushing old Jade in wheelchair. Lao, you seem to be asleep in the wheelchair. 7 tombstones surround the 2. In the sixth photo. Zombie alone with open arms. Like hugging something. Tears are streaming down my face. But with a laughing face. 8 tombstones line his sides. In the 7th photo. 9 tombstones lined up. In front of each tombstone is a bottle of wine and a dish of food. A bowl of rice. The zombie flips through 7 photos over and over again. Muttering to yourself, you bastards. I don't know if anyone still remembers you now. I have left that world. Came to another world. I met a lot of interesting people here. And God doesn't know. Did you meet your new partner? Now is the time away from our era. It's been over 1,000 years. You are now. I don't know which next life it is, right? Tell the truth. I found you very annoying when I met you. Now you're gone. I miss you so much. I don't know how you are doing now. Have you found your home? Zombies talk for a long time. It's like saying something you've been holding back for hundreds of years at once. But Li Yueqing outside ushered in a major flood. Chapter 15, Traveling and Losing Memory. Great Flood. Li Yueqing destroyed. The Great Migration begins. When zombies are in a dark space. Remember your past tense. Outside, there was a big flood in Liyue City. Just as Qianyanjin and mortals. Cleaning the battlefield and collecting demons. When the gods and demon families have useful materials. In the sea next to the rosewood. A pair of slender blue eyes in the waves of the ocean. Looking at the magnificent garden. The people of Liyue City who cleaned up the battlefield. After a long time, the owner of the slender eyes disappeared into the sea. And then a bunch of sea snakes. It was shaken by the earthquake along the rosewood. Cracks filled with rain. Quickly swim up the battlefield in front of Ryu City. With the help of various elemental forces remaining between heaven and earth. Under the cover of mixed. This bunch of things. Effortlessly. Escaping the perception of the patrolling ancestors. Dive into the remnants of various demon gods and demon gods. What was left of it? Then it quickly returns to the ring along the same path. Everything is so silent. I feel that all my relatives are back. The master of the slender eyes. He took a look at the direction of Guyun Pavilion. Then rushed out of the water. Oh. Slender roar. It reached the ears of the people who cleaned the battlefield in Liyue City. Let's just go through the ups and downs of life. People who rise and fall. The heart is in the throat again. Now Li Yuecheng Morix is not seriously injured. But it's not much better. And not a drop of divine power was consumed. Keizhong has just been resurrected. Still asleep. Although I don't know if I can wake up. But it doesn't seem to help to wake up. After all, Keizhong's own strength is not very strong. Zombies escape into dark space. Although I don't know the specific injury. But after the stain of blood spat out by the zombie. The whole person is out of breath. Talking is dying. The feeling of dying soon. The high-end combat power of Liyue City was basically wiped out. Maxius was also overpowered by divine power. Fell into hibernation. The 5 Yasha and the immortals are no better. Are healing wounds. Restore strength. The fairy beast family has. I don't know where it went. In line with them, they have always met the dragon. Tailless feature. Now the entire Li Yuecheng can only fight. The Ruochuo Dragon King who can rely on the power of the earth vein to fight. There's still enough power left, I don't know why. Since the zombies shattered the veins. The Camel Dragon King takes over Morix. Fell into a state of silence. The breath on the body is also floating. Ah. Is that a declaration of war? Inda's Moose Rage. Jean Pengfanon. Radiant Flow Cloud. Borrowing Wind True Monarch Blood Moon Pillar Yang True Monarch. Lishui Daishan True Monarch Gichin Lang's True Monarch. Fall down in one night. U10. There's not much power left. Now Li Yuecheng regains his strength. Protect the mortals. I went to the seaside to face the unknown demon god. If someone takes this opportunity to sneak attack Li Yuecheng. Just use that firework tube to summon darkness out. Be sure to protect Li Yuecheng. Worrying about the unknown demon god by the sea. The Sanaka Yasha. I heard the voice of King Ruochuo. Ruochuo Dragon King. You go to the beach alone. Deal with the demons in the ocean. Are you sure? Xiao Jian didn't look at Ruochuo Dragon King. Not to mention that Ruochuo Dragon King's state just now was not right. Just away from home. It's not an advantage. Close to the sea. Means where King Ruochuo stands. Will decrease due to the presence of waves. Use of the power of the veins. It will also be difficult due to the barrier of seawater. And the other party can use the endless water in the ocean. Fight with less effort. This is a great test for the strength of King Ruochuo. It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid of that level of existence. Even if you can't kill him. I can also guarantee that he will have nothing to do with me. As long as you can protect Holyoke City. Just let me have no worries. The Camel Dragon King shook his head at Xiao Yao. Did you go alone? If there is a problem, let Xiao and the others rest assured. Well, that's it for now. Ruochuo Dragon King. You go alone. Be careful. See Ruochuo Dragon King's resolute attitude. Master Xiao can only make Ruochuo Dragon King careful. She stopped talking. Well, don't worry. I will be careful. I will let a few ancient rock dragon lizards who still have the power to fight. Stay here and help you defend Li Yuecheng. If the Dragon King says he will be careful. Then a few more were arranged. There are also ancient rock dragon lizards that can fight with some strength. Help Xiao and the others defend Li Yuecheng. Okay. You be careful. See Ruochuo Dragon King so safe. The 5 true monarchs and the 5 great Yasha said nothing more. Accepted the arrangement of King Ruochuo. Then watch King Ruochuo escape. To the seaside. Although watching alonely. I can't see where the Rhodolon King is at all. You say. Why is Ruochuo Dragon King so big? It's silent every time I escape. You can't even see any movement. After a long time. Still watching the 4 true monarchs of King Ruochuo. And the 5 Yasha. I heard the question raised by True Monarch Xiao falling heaven. Lost in thought. Yeah, why is that? The other side. King Ruochuo, who is still on the run, is still thinking. After smashing the corpse to pieces. The memory of the great emperor came from his mind. And intense pain and resentment. Ruochuo Dragon King does not know. Where do these memories and resentments come from? But he already had an idea of where it all came from. After all, the one who has the deepest connection with him. Except for the vast land. There are only the veins deep underground. With the end of King Ruochuo's thoughts. He also came to the beach. I saw something that looked like a water snake. 3 heads thing. Lift up from the sea. The mouth is still roaring. Water snake thing. Still accumulating strength. Into the deep summer ocean. It seems. Is to set off a tsunami. Maybe it's bad learning from zombies. Darkness. I agree with this statement by the stupid author. Pop. Reach consensus with stupid authors. The Camel Dragon King looks like a water snake. Keep yelling. Don't rush out. Just watch him roar. He wants to see. It's the same thing as a water snake. How long can you yell? But look at it. The Camel Dragon King is not idle either. It hollowed out all the land near the coast. If it's really the other party, it's really a tsunami. These spaces under the ground were hollowed out by him. Can also play a big role in hindering. Oh hey. Finally, under the interesting watch of the Camel Dragon King. Water snake thing. Successfully roared his throat dry. He coughed and... I saw that water snake thing bowing its head in the sea. Take a gulp of seawater. Then he roared. Oh 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 hey. The familiar scene repeats itself. Only. This time, when the water snake thing lowered its head to drink water. It's not as smooth as last time. Looking at the opportune moment, the Ruochuo Dragon King recharged his strength. Ice Element Ray. Hit the water snake-like thing directly where it drinks water. Froze that seawater into ice cubes. And the water snake thing hasn't responded yet. I got stuck in my throat with an ice cube. Crazy convulsion in the sea. And finally. Or the two heads next to it. The neck of the head stuck in the throat. Push hard. Squeeze the ice cubes into pieces. Only then did the head stuck in the throat slow down. King Ruochuo, hiding in the ground, snickered to himself. The emblem of feeling the zombie relationship and worshipping the combat method. Really useful dark hammer. Just learned from the zombie bastard. Water snakes in the sea. Also from the traces left by the ice elemental rays. Found a purebred talisman burnt in the ground. Worship King Rotor. Because of the light shot by King Rotaku. The resulting ice cubes. A water snake-like thing that is deeply gagged in the throat. He had a strong killing intent towards Ruochuo Dragon King. Look at the water snake-like thing that has found itself. Ruochuo Dragon King is no longer hiding. Out of the ground. The body also absorbed the ice element from the earth vein. The reason for the elements of thunder and fire. The lines in the three elements appear. Ruochuo Dragon King. Same as the devil. You're willing to be Morix's lackey. Inferior. Listening to the cold female voice that suddenly appeared in my mind. Ruochuo Dragon King is a bit fierce. You are a mother. Looking at the water snake in the sea. Ruochuo Dragon King. After confirming that there will be no other things around. Asked cautiously. I am the devil of the vortex. Orsol's wife. The most loyal follower of the vortex demon god. The afterglow of the vortex. Bacha is a powerful female demon god in the sea. What do you mean by a mother? I feel like I'm in a strange place. Insulted. Water snake thing. Oh. Not domineering. Angry. Prove himself again to the Camel Dragon King. Oh girl, isn't that still a mother? The Camel Dragon King suddenly realized and was taught. Then followed by a very angry and domineering sentence. Looking at the domineering opposite who has gradually gone crazy. Ruochuo Dragon King had to sigh in his heart. The innocent face of a zombie. Suddenly realized. Make the opposite party irrefutable. Piss off people. That's nice. Use. A few words. Turned a demon into an epileptic. Looks like I have to learn more next time. Ruochuo Dragon King has set a small goal. Then I silently gave myself a like. Go to hell. Hatcher of the sea. I have become mentally and physically insane. Turn to killing intent for King Ruochuo. Open your mouth to the dragon head of King Ruochuo. A jet of water spewed out. King Ruochuo expresses his disdain for Bache. And then another elemental ray of ice. Shot into the mouth of Bacha. The encounter between the water column and the elemental rays of ice. The end result is that the throat is pulled out and blocked by ice cubes again. The two heads next to him want to do it again. Wrapped around the head that was stuck in the throat with ice cubes. The two heads are just about to squeeze the ice cube with force. Just by a lightning elemental ray from the Camel Dragon King. Have a good time. I saw tush twitching all over. 3 heads add up to 6 eyes. I roll. The head with the ice cube stuck in its throat. And made some unintelligible sounds. The divine power of the ocean. He was also being electrocuted and convulsed all over. I roll. If the attack cannot continue. Gradually dissipated into the air. See that patch has been electrocuted and can't hold it anymore. Divine attack. Ruochuo Dragon King increases the output of lightning elemental rays. It's not just the tail that's emitting thunder rays, the mouth also began to emit lightning elemental rays. The scales on his back also began to diffuse the power of the thunder element. After accumulating the elemental power of thunder, the scales began to fall off. Shot at Patcher. Shot after shot of scales. Shoot Pachu and collapse directly into the sea. If it's not pulling it out, it's still twitching every now and then. And make some unintended sounds. It's no different from dying. Watching tush twitch all over. I roll. The tongue is also on the outside. And from time to time, I make some unintentional sounds. And flopped to the surface. No movement. The Camel Dragon King decided to take out Patcher in one go. But he was interrupted by the news from Li Yuecheng. Looking at Bache lying limp on the sea. The Camel Dragon King already knows. Why does Bache keep screaming here? I secretly scolded myself for being hit by Batch. The Camel Dragon King. After giving Bach a thunder elemental magic circle. Directly escape and accelerate towards Li Yuecheng. Left a trek. On the sea. The thunder elemental formation left behind by King Ruochuo. The electricity is screaming. Li Yuecheng during King Ruochuo's sanctioned trek. It was originally cleaned up because of the battlefield. And began to rest. 1,000 words army and mortals. With the surrounding immortals and Yasha. When bragging. Surrounded by the remains of the devil god and the devil god's family. Middle of the paragraph. A faint blue light gradually emerged. An array of light comes out. Interlaced to form a huge array. Then a large number of water jets spewed out of the formation. Came together. Turned into a flood. With the help of the undulations of the hillsides. He came straight to Liyue City in a menacing manner. Shiyasha Fanon with the eye of the water elemental god. The first to sense the smell of the great flood. Flying fury. I saw the flood coming straight to Li Yuecheng. Panicked. Hurry up and greet the other immortals and Yasha. Combined spells form a barrier. But a drop in the bucket. They don't have much power, they still have injuries. The barrier only held back for a moment. Under the onslaught of the great flood. Collapse. But this moment. It also gave many mortals a chance to escape. With the strength of food. Mortals climbed to the roof. Escaped the menacing flood. 5 true monarchs. Also hurry up and put the sleeping Kyujong and Morax. Taken to a high place. Otherwise, they suppressed Kyujong and Morax of Liyue. If you are weak and sleep and drown in a flood. It's funny. 5 Yasha with their excellent physical ability. Searching for people swept away by floodwaters. The rest of Xiaoxian and Yasha. Then cast magic on the stone house. Make the stone house stronger. Several ancient rock dragons. The lizards are also swaying in the flood. But still standing dead in front of a few stone houses. Protecting the mortals on the stone house. Although still unable to withstand the initialization of the flood. And the impact of 10 trees in the flood. Caused the stone house to be damaged. But it's better than the stone house being completely washed away. Marcotheus has been submerged. At a loss. It's flopping around in the water. Wait until the Camel Dragon King rushes back to Liyue City. Liyue City is about to be washed away by the flood. The Dragon King wields his power. Will be even more fragmented by the previous earthquake. Watching the flood flow underground. Ruochuo Dragon King is crushed again. The mutilated limbs that make up the summoning flood array. Let this great flood gradually subside. Looking at the fragmented rose and pear orchard. And the remaining ruins of Liyue City. King Ruochuo asked the 5 true monarchs. Put Morix and Kyujong on your back. Then the wounded mortals. They were also sent to the back of King Ruochuo Dragon. The remaining wounded mortals and immortal Yasha. Carried by ancient rock dragon lizards and adult rock dragon lizards. The remaining mortals support each other. Pack up what you can use. Active young people are responsible for safety. The collective began a great migration to Liyue Port. Zombies also jumped out of the dark space. Looking at Li Yuecheng in a mess. And people who started to migrate. Zombies only feel confused. Just half a day. Why does he feel like it's been hundreds of years? Finally, under the explanation of King Ruochuo Dragon. Zombie says it understands. Then agreed to mass migration. Although Li Yuegang expressed regret for the destruction of Li Yuecheng. But if it happens, there is no way. He has no power to deduplicate Li Yuecheng now. Half divine body. Rejection caused by half of the body. It's about to tear his body apart. He has to continue transforming his body on the way. Hey. In the end, I still couldn't save my human body. It hurts. The zombie said helplessly. Chapter 16, The Great Migration. 100 Ways to Persecute Morix. With. Li Yuecheng was washed away by the flood caused by the trek. Xianzhong Yasha and mortals began their journey. The Great Migration of Moon Harbor. An hour has passed. Zombies lie on the head of the Rhododendron King. Looking at the back of King Ruochuo. Morix and the 2 tortoises who are sleeping together. Feel a rush. The cold and loneliness of a single dog. His grandmother's. Why is it me who has worked so hard? The one who brings the beauty back becomes Morix. Ruochuo. Why do you say that? I heard the zombie on my head start to get sick again. Put aside the rumors. King Ruochuo rolled his eyes. Then came a sentence. Maybe because you're cheap. A simple explanation. How much does King Ruochuo dislike sick zombies? Fart. How can I be called cheap? I call that helpful. Adult beauty. Charity. Send charcoal in a hurry. Help others. Do you understand? Zombies disliked by King Ruochuo. Started my own Dragon Kingdom small thesaurus mode. Humph. I think you're being shameless. Shameless. Don't force your face. Ruochuo Dragon King. Use words learned from zombies lightly. Fighting back at the shameless behavior of zombies. New account. The zombie spat out a string of nitrate fonts again. He flipped over. Ignore the Camel Dragon King. Late night Marcus from other areas of Rio. I found some ingredients and came back. Mixed with ingredients left over from the Great Flood. Made a hot stew. Originally, according to the zombie's suggestion, it was to make hot pot. But Zombie and Maxius took a field trip. Turns out they don't have it anymore. The ability to make hot pot. Because at night. Build a shed for mortals to shelter from the wind and rain. Lest they have just experienced the Great Flood. Frozen to death in the cold night. So there is no time to deal with the ingredients for the hot pot and the pot for cooking hot pot. In the end, it can only make a big pot of stew. Added a lot of Jianjiao. Handed over to ward off the cold and warm up the mortals. Lord Darkness. Do you know? Lord Emperor and Lord Keizhong. When will they be ready? During dinner. True Monarch Li Shui Daishan asked the zombie. They both. I guess tomorrow morning. I don't know the exact time. Anyway, I will definitely wake up tomorrow. Morix is just overdrawn and traumatized. The return is in sleep. Let the soul and body recover faster. They are basically fine. As long as Morix's power is restored. Heal the mental shock after a sleep. The soul and body of the tortoise return to their previous state. Naturally you will wake up. Zombie touches chin. Take a sip of wine. Then answered the question of Li Shui Daishan fungus. So good. Thank you, Lord Darkness. True Monarch Li Shui Daishan heard the zombie say with certainty. Morix and Kyujong are fine. Don't worry, thank you to zombies. Dao is fine. Just a small thing. Thank you so much, just wait until Morix wakes up tomorrow. Let him thank you in person. The zombie waved his hand while drinking. Signal Li Shui Daishan Jinjuan. These are the little things. Thank you so much. It was Morix who came to thank him himself. Seeing such random zombies. True Monarch Li Shui Daishan exclaimed in admiration. Zombie man is really good. And he walked away. I have no idea. What shocking judgment did you just make? As the meal comes to an end. Mortals and Maxius. Packed the dishes on the floor. Surrounded by the Dragon King and the Dragon Lizards, he slept peacefully. Immortals and Yasha also spread out around to guard. Although this war. The demons on the earth of Lyle have been made. Almost died. There's no family tree left, but there are other demons and evil creatures taking advantage of the situation. Trying to get weak in Morix and the tortoises. The power of Tetra Pak. The zombie has also reappeared on the head of the Ruochuo Dragon King. While drinking. While looking at the bright starry sky of Tivit. Would you like to see it? What is their seed of life like? The bored zombie suddenly thought of the seed of fate. This thing he had forgotten. Then remembered. I haven't seen it myself. Morix and the tortoise are the seed of their lives. Finally the zombie who can't stand the curiosity. Communicated the starry sky of Tivit with his mind. And then. People in Tivit who are enjoying the beautiful starry sky. Just found out. In the beautiful starry sky of Tivit. Abruptly missing a chunk. Like a beautiful landscape painting. Like a big hole. It's like a limited edition figure you bought, the head or arm or leg is wrung off by the bear child. Very irritating. But no matter how many people are annoyed. Can't stop. The zombie uses his own dark throne. To explore the seat of their lives in Moryx and the tortoise. The first thing I found was the golden light. Monarch of Moryx. Original. Moryx was born to be the life of the Flame King. I was just the icing on the cake. Damn it, I will be happy to help others in need. It actually missed. Look at Moryx in awe. The majestic Yama Emperor seat. Zombies are the icing on the cake. Express being deceived. Then the more angry the zombie gave up. Continued to observe the turn of Moryx's seat of life. And found the seat of life in the return. Finally found in a corner, although small. But it still exudes a strong light. The seat of life among turtles. Firefly. Even if life is short. Do your best to shine. Illuminate others. Bring hope to others. Even if you are small. We need unity. Can people who can unite become an existence that cannot be ignored? Watch the fire gold hoop among the turtles as a zombie. Sent an emotion. He knows what a fire hoop is. I know what it means. I have to sigh. It really fits the characteristics of the turtle's life. Fire mushrooms are also known as bright fire worms. There is also a more widely known name. Firefly. Fireflies spend their entire lives shining. Even in the pupa. They will also encounter situations. Shine a faint light. Pupil fireflies. According to the variety. Adult timing is also different. But basically within 4 months to a year. Adult life expectancy is shortened. It only has a lifespan of 3 to 7 days. Others can reach a lifespan of 20 days. In this limited lifespan. They're illuminating people all the time. Perhaps its own existence is insignificant. Maybe its own strength is weak. But when they come together. Radiant light. Enough to keep people in the dark. Stride forward bravely. Because the light of a firefly is very weak. It is an indispensable light to guide other fireflies. Like little bits of hope that emerge from despair. Although weak. But it can bring people together. Break through despair. Therefore. Fireflies are also associated with hope and unity. It really fits the fate of the turtles. Although born from the dust. No great power. Its own existence is also very weak. But it has always guided others. Giving others hope. Teach them that unity is strength. Prove it with facts. No matter how small the existence is. Gather up to. Is an existence that cannot be ignored. Even after Li Yuecheng developed for so long. It's hard to be with Moryx. Waiting for the stones to bloom. But died in an assassination. It fits the life of a firefly, but fireflies with a 7-day lifespan. Fireflies have a 20-day lifespan. Maybe there are still 100 days of fireflies. Maybe the tortoise likes glazed lilies. Also because the two are somewhat similar. After all, glazed lilies like to bloom in groups. I also hate mourning and war. Limit. The zombie looked at the seat of life among the turtles and muttered to himself. In fact, he thought. The seat of life in the tortoise will be related to dust. After all, it is the Dust King demon god who was born in the dust. I didn't expect it to be fireflies. But think about it, compared to dust. Fireflies are more in line with the fate of turtles. Finished watching Moryx. And the zombie of the seat of life among the turtles. This time the curiosity has also waned. Abandoned the seat of life to continue observing other people. I went to sleep on my side. The next morning. My boudoir woke up from a deep sleep. Rubbing his eyes. Smell the faint on the person below. A thick and ancient fragrance like the earth. Kyujong pinched his face. After making sure you are not dead. Trapped in a beautiful dream. As the pain in the face spread. Kyujong made sure he wasn't dreaming. Not dreaming. Why was he in Moryx's arms? This is definitely the most impossible thing in the world. Feel the thick and mature breath of Moryx. Kyujong only felt his face burned. Then try to break free from the arms of Moryx. But I don't know if I just woke up and have no strength. Or is Moryx hugging too tightly? Kyujong gently broke free several times. Without breaking free from the arms of Moryx. Instead, Moryx hugged even tighter. Tight as if to hold Kyujong into his body. Finally, Kyujong realized that something was wrong. Raised his head. To the gentle golden eyes of Moryx. Feel in my arms. A little person exuding a faint fragrance of glazed lilies. Moryx thinks. This moment in his long life. The deepest stroke has been engraved. No matter how long it takes. What else will you encounter? This moment in his life. Will always shine like this. But as the little man in his arms got up and rubbed his eyes. Somehow Moryx freaked out. I closed my eyes and pretended to sleep. Then quietly looked at the boudoir. I want to see how he reacts. As the girl pinched her face adorably. Then I stared at him and he started to blush. Finally scramble. And I'm very careful not to disturb his sleep. Look at the beginning a little bit. In the tortoise trying to break free from his arms. Moryx suddenly remembered that day. The tortoise turned into infinitesimal dust in his arms. I can't help but push my arms harder and harder. It's like holding the tortoise clock into your body. Finally, at his distance. The tortoise clock found something wrong. I looked up and saw open eyes. Looking at him tenderly. Yo, everybody, I am the protagonist of a zombie book. As you can see. I just woke up early in the morning. I just got a bunch of fresh dog food. And here's the thing. Those two are distributing dog food. Still showing love wantonly. And eyebrows. Something like this. A lone wolf like me can't stand it. Let me teach you. What should be done in this situation? Dax. What are you mumbling about there? What protagonist? Listening to the zombies keep breaking into pieces on their own head. What are you reading? Protagonist or something? Ruochuo Dragon King finally accepts. The fly-like zombie asked aloud. Nothing, just broke a dimensional wall. Interrupted zombie. He said a perfunctory sentence with unclear meaning. Then he left behind King Ruochuo with a head full of question marks. Awakened by the voice of King Ruochuo. Moryx and Kyuzhong are intoxicated in the world of two people. Get up quickly. returned to its usual appearance. Watching zombies only pouting. Morax and Kejong saw the zombie and wanted to thank them, but was stopped by zombies. Said to give them both a gift. Then he brought them both to the presence of King Ruochuo. In the constipated expression on King Ruochuo's face, a rock suddenly appeared on the ground. Then the stone is broken. Another blooming glazed lily appeared. The immortals and Yasha laughed heartily. She covered her face shyly. Morax looked dumbfounded. Don't know what they are doing. The zombie paper I read said Morax's EQ was hopeless. Persecution version. Feel in my arms. A little person exuding a faint fragrance of glazed lilies. Morax felt that this moment, during his long life, the deepest stroke has been engraved. No matter how long it takes. What else will you encounter? This moment in his life will always shine like this. Looking at the figure floating on his chest. Look at the familiar glazed lilies and loose robes. Morax felt an unprecedented sense of relief. Only. Why do you think the tortoise is a little heavier? Or is it because my divine power has not been fully restored? Morax feels like this has another weight than last time. Secretly wondering. Yo, Morax saw me coming back. Are you happy? He, the person in his arms made a sound. Hear a familiar voice. Morax smiled gently. Happy. Very happy. Morax has a gentle face. Happy words. Kiss someone. Damn it. Kiss one, what is that? Morax is a little confused. Hey. Or the same stone as always. Never mind, they have a surprise for you. Take a good look. As the person in my arms raised his head. The smirk on the zombie's face. Reflected into Morax's eyelids. Makes Morax's brain go ha. Surprise, honey. Can't imagine. Ha. Looking at the tortoise. Wearing turtle clothes. Zombie talking in a turtle voice. Morax had veins growing on his forehead. Guanhong Jishua also appeared in his hands. Chasing after the escaped zombies. While the zombies run. While not forgetting to continue to use the voice of the turtle. Flirting Morax. I'm afraid Morax won't kill him. Leaving behind tortoises and camels. The Dragon King and the others laughed in place. Chapter 17, The Great Migration completed. Start construction of Liu Port. Awakening from Morax and turtles. It's been a week. During this period, the two gods expressed their sincerest gratitude to the zombies. Morax also said, we'll find a way to help zombies find a way to restore the human body. But was rejected by the zombie. No one knows the power of darkness better than him. Darkness never refuses anyone to use its power. It doesn't matter how many people. How many times have you fallen into his arms and betrayed him? Because of the power of darkness. There must be a price to pay. No matter who. As long as you touch the darkness. Use the power of darkness. Will give a part of themselves in the dark. As a price. The price of zombies. Is to become a vessel for darkness itself. The darkness gives him strength. He carries the darkness itself. So that darkness can appear in the world. And observed by the outside world. Only. Unlike others who use the powers of darkness. Others will only use the powers of darkness. Will not communicate with darkness. And he is after more than 20 years of communicating with the dark. Only when he was dying was he empowered by darkness. The pact with darkness became a vessel of darkness. Let darkness appear in the world. But the forces of darkness are assimilating. The more you use power, the more you use it. The more the user will prefer darker creatures. Until it becomes completely dark. And he has a direct connection to the darkness. The more he used the power of darkness. The closer he gets to the dark form. Eventually, the body will become a completely dark body. Although still conscious. But he disliked the dark appearance, it was too damn good. Rejected the dark suggestion to transform him from a man to a god. Darkness does not demand. Just try to put the fairy tale rules in your power. The storage is minimal. Anyway. He has enough time to wait for the zombie to transform into a body. Been waiting for over 1,000 years. Almost 2,000 years. Zombies this time for Morax and turtles. And his past. He took the initiative to accept his divine power. Therefore. The zombies' plan to preserve the human body. Completely failed. The transformation of the divine body is irreversible. Once started. Or keep the demigod demi-human body dead. Or accept the conversion. Completely become a god. However, darkness referred to the zombie's advice. Retains the human appearance in the body transformation of zombies. Didn't completely turn the zombie into him. The author is actually darkness. This dead, arrogant and soft-hearted. It hurts to watch zombies lose their bodies. A pair was specially recreated for zombies. Based on the original body of the zombie. Body combined with his appearance. Okay. Who turned off the lights and so on? What is dark? If this fool has only one update these days. Or 0 more. I'm sure you'll understand. Okay? With the power of Morax. And the full restoration of King Ruochuo's power. The great migration speed of Li Yuecheng's people. It's a lot faster. Zombies put the original. Bacon made by every household in Longwa. Taught to the people of Liyue City. Allows people to ensure the storage of food to the greatest extent possible. And freshness. Although it has undergone air drying. Probably not new anymore. Maximus also made a food consisting of naan and a meat sauce that dispels dampness and cold. Not only is it easy to carry. It can be hot and cold. It's easy to heat up even when it's cold. Finally named Bacon Wawatu. Benefit from the demon god of salt. Huria. They also migrated with the people of Liyue City. So there is no shortage of salt on the road. It guarantees people's basic seasoning needs. Then the zombie asked Hulia. Why follow them to migrate to Liyue Port? Hulia said. Anyway, now on Rio the Great. There are no other demons. Instead of hiding underground with the rest of the people of Yen Nation. Or find another place to build a small kingdom. Why not just join them? In this way, safety can be guaranteed. I can also repay Li Yuecheng for his protection. Finally the zombie shrugged. Didn't say anything. Gone. The most fucked up thing is this 8-day migration. The weather wasn't any better. Not only is the weather cold. With the wind and rain. As a last resort, Morax had to order the injury to heal. And ancestors in good condition. Try your best to migrate with mortals on your back. Ruochuo Dragon King's Flame Dragon clan is about to get tired. During the day, he cautiously carried the wounded and the people on his back. Lying in a circle around the crowd at night. Defend people against the threat of cold winds. Down for a long time. Ruochuo Dragon King feels that his Flame Dragon clan has lost weight. Ganyu also fully showed the prototype. Not before. The little unicorn who has successfully slimmed down. It's slender. As high as a hill. Every move reveals the deep elegance of the unicorn. Let's a mortal lie on his back. Let him take it. The fairy birds are also trying to find a way. Platforms made of leather and wood. Tie the legs with a rope. Groups of 2 or 4. Take the mortals flying in the sky. Yakartas are scattered around and in front of us. Clean up some ahead of time because the demons die. And the monsters who began to emerge. It's time for the noon break in Maxius and the mortals began to cook by fire. Immortals and Yasha. They all found a place to rest. And the zombie is sitting cross-legged on the head of the Rhodosaurus king. Carefully carving a stone soul. There is also a blooming glazed lily growing on the stone soul. Holding an unaccustomed carving knife. A week's worth of zombies. I'm getting used to it. This little knife. Although not as good as when his case of extermination was waived. I feel my whole body moving. But a small and lightweight carving knife. It also has a unique flavor when used. Calm down and concentrate on carving stone amber. Looking at Sherpa under his own hands. Little by little, it transforms into other shapes. It's the best sublimation of a heavy heart. Hee, so tired. Tired zombie puts down carving knife. Twink. Looking up at the red sun in the sky. And then, as expected. Temporarily blinded by sunlight. The speechless zombie rubbed its eyes. After making sure the eyes are healed. Looking in the direction of the sea. Well, what is that crane running over there for? Zombies found a crane flying towards the sea. The other immortals are taking this opportunity to rest. When regaining strength. This is a flying crane, it looks outstanding. Zombies put away and grow glazed hundreds. Combined stone and carving knife. Flying to keep up with the outstanding crane. I watched the crane fall on the beach and looked left and right. A dart plunged into the sea. Moments later. When it comes out. There is a big lively fish in the mouth. The crane strung live fish with sticks. And they built a fire on the spot. Start grilling the fish. What is Comrade Crane doing? The sudden appearance of zombies made the crane jump up in fright. Lord Darkness. Why are you here? The crane sees the comer. Lying all day on the head of King Ridorong. Immobile zombie. Very surprised. Because. I saw a certain immortal resting with others. Strange crane. So come and see what's going on. It turned out that. A certain crane is just carrying someone else. Just stealing grilled fish alone. Zombies look like they just come out to eat grilled fish. It's like a crane that's a thief. Speechless said Hee. To tell the truth, Lord Nasdaq. Xiaoxian's favorite is this grilled tiger fish. Eat every day. But because I love it too much. It seems out of place with other cranes. So I have always eaten secretly behind their backs. The crane said embarrassedly. Oh, so it's a foodie. Grilled tiger fish sounds good. I'll grab a few and take them back for Maximus to taste. If it's okay. It may be one of the foods on the migration route. The zombie touched himself. A chin that no longer grows a beard. After listening to the crane's words, I thought for a while. Right to the crane. What's your name? If this grilled tiger fish. If it can be used as one of the foods on the way to the great millennium. Gotta let the mortals know who found it. A zombie pondering the possibilities. I found out that I still don't know the name of the crane. Ask the crane. Lord Darkness. The little fairy is named Peacock. This grilled tiger fish is nothing. Most mortals do some roasting. Fish are not discovered by Xiaoxian. The peacock heard the zombie ask his name. Answer the zombie question. He also pointed out that grilled tiger fish was not the first thing he discovered. It's just that people have done it to attract him. He just likes it. I see, it's okay, you didn't find it, you provided it. These things don't change. You can eat here first. I'll take these tiger fish first. The zombie said indifferently. And then disappeared with the tiger fish he caught from the sea. Leave the copper sparrow. One crane looked at the slightly burnt grilled tiger fish. Lost in thought. Bring the tiger fish to Maxius. Zombies ask Maxius. Can this tiger fish be made into a simplified food? For food on the Millennium Road. Mark Hughes says. Grilling tiger fish is already the easiest way to deal with it. No matter how simple it is, it can only be eaten raw. So I cut the corpse and ate the tiger fish sashimi. Although the taste is okay. But as opposed to grilled tiger fish. The taste of tiger fish sashimi. It seems a little faded. Although there are seasonings to season. But inferior fish. Grilled tiger fish. However, after Morix and Turtle had tasted it. I think it's better to grill tiger fish. But don't have a flavor. And they popularized tiger fish sashimi among mortals. Some people think. Eating tiger fish sashimi tastes weird. But most people think it's okay. It is acceptable. Wait until Morix asks about the zombies. How do you remember to make tiger fish sashimi? The zombie pushed the confused copper bird out. It means that the copper bird gave him the tiger fish. He just remembered to make tiger fish sashimi. Then the confused copper bird had to help. Lord Donnas can't bear the migration of the people. Starve. Make it together and eat tiger fish sashimi. Legends that benefit the people. Probably because there was nothing on the Great Migration. So many things to do. Some people began to spread their own hearsay. Or the immortals you have seen with your own eyes, Yasha. Or the deeds of Morix and zombies. Some people add fuel and vinegar. Put some ordinary stories. Depict it as a thrilling adventure. It will be a more thrilling story. Paint it as an earth-shattering event. Some people seek truth from facts. Say what kind of thing it should be. Up to a little bit of artistic vocabulary. Icing on the cake. Some people are free. It's not exciting enough to just listen to others. Then work by yourself. Make sets of simple clothing weapons. Make simple patterns with paint on your face. Mimicking Morix or zombies and immortals. Yakartas. Some people bring these stories. In chronological order. Written into a well-known fiction book. Share with others. Spare time. Let's discuss together which books are more realistic. More credible. Some people. Then on the flatter slate by the roadside. Carve it up. What you see and hear. Left on the rocks on the earth of Liyue. As time goes by long and fast. Day 15 of the Great Migration. Zombies and Morix. Finally brought the mortals of Liyue City. Came to the new home of Liyue Port. Looking at Liyue Gang, who has only the foundation left. People want to cry. Especially the relocation of Taiyan's Henjin. For Liyue Gang. He even had his foot cut off once. As a result, Tianheng Mountain was prevented. There were no landslides, tsunamis, earthquakes. The houses in Liyue Gang collapsed. Only the foundation is intact. Later. Zombies and Morix circled the port. Let's go with King Ruochuo. Just lift the foundation. Tear it all down and rebuild it for. A vigorous. The construction of Liyue Port by man and god has begun.